ಹಲೋ ನಮಸ್ಕಾರ ಎಲ್ಲರಿಗೂ ವೆಲ್ಕಮ್ ಯು ಆಲ್ ಟು ದ ನಮ್ಮ ವೇದಾಂತ SSLC. ನಾನು ನಿಮ್ಮ ಮಾಸ್ಟರ್ ಟೀಚರ್ ರಿತಿಕಾ ಮ್ಯಾಮ್. ಸೊ ಇವತ್ತಿನ ಟಾಪಿಕ್ ಯಾವುದಪ್ಪ? ಕಾರ್ಬನ್ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಇಟ್ಸ್ ಕಂಪೌಂಡ್ಸ್. ನನಗೆ ಗೊತ್ತು ಭಾಳ ಮಂದಿ ಹೇಳ್ತಿದ್ರು FE3 ಸ್ಟಾರ್ಟ್ ಆಗ್ತಿದೆ ಮ್ಯಾಮ್, ಏನೇನು ಕಲಿಸ್ತಿದ್ದಾರೆ, ಯಾವ್ಯಾವ ಟಾಪಿಕ್ ಇದೆ ಅದ್ರದ್ದು ಫುಲ್ ಒನ್ ಶಾರ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡಿ. ಸೊ ಇವತ್ತು ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ನಿಮ್ಮ ಟೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ ಬುಕ್ನಲ್ಲಿ ಯಾವ ಥರ ಇದೆಯಲ್ಲ ಅದ್ರ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ಎಲ್ಲ ಕಂಪ್ಲೀಟ್ಲಿ ಇನ್ಕ್ಲೂಡ್ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಂಡಿದ್ದೇನೆ. ಲೈಕ್ ಎಕ್ಸಾಂಪಲ್ ಲೈನ್ ಟು ಲೈನ್, ಲೈಕ್ ಇದರಲ್ಲಿ ನೀವು ಆಕ್ಟಿವಿಟಿ ಕೊಟ್ಟಿರ್ತಾರೆ ರೈಟ್. ಸೊ ಆ ಆಕ್ಟಿವಿಟೀಸನ್ನು ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ತಗೊಳ್ಳೋದು, ಅದಾದ ತಕ್ಷಣ ಸೇಮ್ ಅದೇ ಥರ ಆಕ್ಟಿವಿಟೀಸ್ ಬಿಟ್ಟು ಆಮೇಲೆ ಉಳಿದಿದ್ದೆಲ್ಲ ಟಾಪಿಕ್ಸನ್ನು ಎಕ್ಸಾಂಪಲ್ಸನ್ನು ಎಲ್ಲ ತೊಗೊಂಡಿದ್ದೇನೆ ಇವತ್ತು. ನನಗೆ ಗೊತ್ತು ಆಲ್ರೆಡಿ ವಿ ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ಡನ್ 1 hour ಶಾರ್ಟ್ ಫಾರ್ ದ ಚಾಪ್ಟರ್ ಆಲ್ರೆಡಿ. ಬಟ್ ಇವತ್ತೇನು ಮಾಡ್ತಿದ್ದೇವೆ ಅಂದರೆ ಇನ್ ಡೀಟೇಲಾಗಿ ಕಲಿಯೋದು ಅದನ್ನು, ಕಾರ್ಬನೈಡ್ಸ್ ಕಂಪೌಂಡ್ಸ್ ಟಾಪಿಕನ್ನು ಇನ್ ಡೀಟೇಲಾಗಿ ಕಲಿಯೋಣ. ಇನ್ ಡೀಟೇಲ್ ಅಂದರೆ ಏನು, ಈಗ ನಿಮಗೆ ಯಾವ್ಯಾವ ಇಂಪಾರ್ಟೆಂಟ್ ಇದೆ, ಏನೇನು ಇಂಪಾರ್ಟೆಂಟ್ ಇದೆ, ಹೇಗೆ ಅದನ್ನು ಮಾಡಬೇಕು ಅನ್ನೋದು ಆಲ್ರೆಡಿ 1 hour ಕಲ್ಸ್ಕೊಟ್ಟಿದ್ದೇನೆ. ಬಟ್ ಈಗ ಹೇಗೆ ಇದನ್ನ ಕಂಪ್ಲೀಟ್ಲಿ ಅಂಡರ್ಸ್ಟ್ಯಾಂಡ್ ಮಾಡ್ಕೋಬೇಕು ಸೋ ದಟ್ ಯು ಕ್ಯಾನ್ ಅಟೆಂಪ್ಟ್ ಈಚ್ ಅಂಡ್ ಎವ್ರಿ ಕ್ವಶನ್. ಓಕೆ, ಈಚ್ ಅಂಡ್ ಎವ್ರಿ ಕ್ವಶನ್ಸ್ ಅನ್ನ ಹೇಗೆ ಅಟೆಂಪ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ಕೋಬಹುದು ಅನ್ನೋದು ಈಸಿಯಾಗಿ ಅಂಡರ್ಸ್ಟ್ಯಾಂಡ್ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಳ್ಳೋಣ, ಆಯ್ತಾ? ಸೊ ಲೆಟ್ಸ್ ಸ್ಟಾರ್ಟ್ ವಿತೌಟ್ ವೇಸ್ಟಿಂಗ್ ದ ಟೈಮ್ ನೌ. Carbon and its compounds, and even I want you people to tell me in the chat box like ಯಾವ್ಯಾವ ಚಾಪ್ಟರ್ಸ್ ನಿಮಗೆ FA3 ನಲ್ಲಿ ಯಾವ್ಯಾವ ಸ್ಕೂಲ್ನಲ್ಲಿ ಯಾವ ಥರ ಚಾಪ್ಟರ್ಸ್ ಅನ್ನ ಕೊಟ್ಟಿದ್ದಾರೆ ಅನ್ನೋದು ನಮಗೆ ಹೇಳಬೇಕು. ಸೊ ದಟ್ ಇಟ್ ವಿಲ್ ಬಿ ಈಸಿ ಫಾರ್ ಅಸ್ ಟು ಡೂ ದೋಸ್ ಚಾಪ್ಟರ್ಸ್ ಫಸ್ಟ್. ಓಕೆ, ಸೊ ಎಲ್ಲರೂ ಕಮೆಂಟ್ ಸೆಕ್ಷನಲ್ಲಿ ಹಾಕ್ಬಿಡಿ ಸ್ಕೂಲ್ನಲ್ಲಿ ಯಾವ್ಯಾವ ಚಾಪ್ಟರ್ಸ್ FA3 ನಲ್ಲಿದೆ, ಸೊ ಯಾವ್ಯಾವ ಪ್ರಿಪ್ರೇಷನ್ ಮಾಡ್ಕೋಬೇಕು ನೀವು ಅನ್ನೋದು. ಸೊ ದ್ಯಾಟ್ ರಿತಿಕಾ ಮ್ಯಾಮ್ ವಿಲ್ ಆಲ್ಸೋ ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ಅ ಐಡಿಯಾ ದಟ್ ಹೌ ಟು ಎಕ್ಸ್ಪ್ಲೇನ್ ಯು ಪೀಪಲ್ ಇನ್ ವಾಟ್ ವೇ ವಿ ಶುಡ್ ಟೇಕ್ ದ ಚಾಪ್ಟರ್ಸ್ ಆಲ್ಸೋ. ಓಕೆ, ಸೊ ಇವತ್ತಿಂದ ಎಲ್ಲ ಚಾಪ್ಟರ್ಸ್ ಅನ್ನು ಸಿಗ್ತಿದೆ ನಿಮಗೆ. ಸೋಷಿಯಲ್ ಸೈನ್ಸ್ ಅಂತೂ ಡೈಲಿ ಕ್ಲಾಸ್ ಬರುತ್ತೆ, ಮತ್ತೆ ಸೈನ್ಸ್ ಆಲ್ಟರ್ನೇಟಿವ್ ಡೇಸ್, ಮತ್ತೆ ಮ್ಯಾಥ್ಸ್ ಕ್ಲಾಸಸ್ ಆಲ್ಟರ್ನೇಟಿವ್ ಡೇಸ್ ಬರುತ್ತೆ. ಸೊ ಡೋಂಟ್ ವರಿ ಅಬೌಟ್ ಇಟ್, ಆಲ್ ಸಬ್ಜೆಕ್ಟ್ಸ್ ವಿಲ್ ಟ್ರೈ ಟು ಕವರ್ ಅಂಡ್ ಹೆಲ್ಪ್ ಯು ಔಟ್ ವಿತ್ all the way. Okay, so let's start. Carbon and its compounds chapter lesson nalline ondidinade. So what is that actually you need to know? Carbon andre enu? Carbon is actually a king if you tell me. Okay, it's actually a king of all the chemical compounds and all the chemical reactions. Why? Because it's like how, so ಎಲ್ಲಾದ್ರ ಜೊತೆನೂ ಫ್ರೆಂಡ್ ಈಸಿಯಾಗಿ ಆಗತ್ತದು. ಓಕೆ, ಸೊ ಈಸಿಯಾಗಿ ಹೆಂಗೆ ಫ್ರೆಂಡ್ಶಿಪ್ ಮಾಡ್ತದೆ ಅಂದರೆ ಕಾರ್ಬನ್ನು, ನೀನು ಬಾ ಅಪ್ಪ ನಾನು ಬಾ, ಎಲ್ಲಾರ ಜೊತೆನೂ ಕಂಬೈನ್ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ, ಏನೂ ಪ್ರಾಬ್ಲಮ್ ಇಲ್ಲ ನನಗೆ. ಓಕೆ, ಸೊ ಈ ಥರ ಅದು ಆ್ಯಕ್ಚುಲಿ ನಮಗೆ ಹೆಲ್ಪ್ ಮಾಡುತ್ತೆ. ಕ್ಲಿಯರ್? ಸೊ ದಿಸ್ ಇಸ್ ಆ್ಯಕ್ಚುಲಿ ಕಾಲ್ಡ್ ಆಸ್ ಅ ಕಿಂಗ್ ಓನ್ಲಿ ಇಫ್ ಯು ಟೆಲ್. ಓಕೆ, ಮತ್ತು ಕಂಪೌಂಡ್ಸ್ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಏನು? ಕಾರ್ಬನ್ ಯಾವ ಥರ ಎದ್ರ ಜೊಡೆ ರಿಯಾಕ್ಟ್ ಆಗುತ್ತಲ್ಲ ಅವಾಗ ಏನು ಕಂಪೌಂಡ್ ಫಾರ್ಮ್ ಆಗುತ್ತಲ್ಲ ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ಕಾರ್ಬನ್ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಇಟ್ಸ್ ಕಂಪೌಂಡ್ಸ್ ಅಂತ ಲೆಸನ್ ಇಟ್ಟಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ಸೊ ಈಗ ನಾವು ಕಾರ್ಬನ್ದು ಫುಲ್ ಫ್ಯಾಮಿಲಿ ಕಲಿಯೋಣ. ಲೈಕ್ ಹೌ ಇಟ್ಸ್ ಗೆಟಿಂಗ್ ರಿಯಾಕ್ಟೆಡ್ ವಿತ್ ದ ಅದರ್ ಎಲಿಮೆಂಟ್ಸ್, ಯಾವ ಥರ ರಿಯಾಕ್ಟ್ ಆಗ್ತಿದೆ, ವೆದರ್ ಇಟ್ ಇಸ್ ಗಿವಿಂಗ್ ದ ಎಲೆಕ್ಟ್ರಾನ್, ವೆದರ್ ಇಟ್ ಇಸ್ ಟೇಕಿಂಗ್ ದ ಎಲೆಕ್ಟ್ರಾನ್. ಮ್ಯಾಮ್ ಏನು ಎಲೆಕ್ಟ್ರಾನ್ ಅಂದರೆ ಏನು? ಸೊ ಇಲೆಕ್ಟ್ರಾನ್ ಅಂತ ನೀವು ಆಲ್ರೆಡಿ ಕಲ್ತಿದ್ದೀರಾ ಎಲ್ಲಿ? 9th ಸ್ಟ್ಯಾಂಡರ್ಡ್ನಲ್ಲಿ. ಸೊ 9th ಸ್ಟ್ಯಾಂಡರ್ಡ್ನಲ್ಲಿ ಆಲ್ರೆಡಿ ಏನು ಕಲ್ತಿದ್ದೀರಾ? ಎಲೆಕ್ಟ್ರಾನ್ಸ್ ಮೀನ್ಸ್ ವಾಟ್, ಪ್ರೋಟಾನ್ಸ್ ಮೀನ್ಸ್ ವಾಟ್ ಇಸ್ ದ ಮೀನಿಂಗ್ ಆಫ್ ಎ ನ್ಯೂಟ್ರಾನ್ಸ್, ದೋಸ್ ಆಲ್ ಥಿಂಗ್ಸ್ ಯು ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ಲರ್ನ್ಡ್ ಇಟ್ ರೈಟ್. ಸೊ ಟುಡೇ ವಿ ಆರ್ ಗೋಯಿಂಗ್ ಟು ಲರ್ನ್ ಇನ್ ದ್ಯಾಟ್ ಓನ್ಲಿ ಇನ್ ಡೀಟೇಲ್ ವೇ. ಓಕೆ, ಅದು ಯಾವಾಗ ಕಲ್ತಿದ್ವಿ ನಾವು? ವಿ ಅಂಡರ್ಸ್ಟುಡ್ ಇಟ್ ವೆನ್ ದ ಸ್ಟ್ರಕ್ಚರ್ ಆಫ್ ದಟ್ ಆಟಮ್ ವಿ ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ಅಂಡರ್ಸ್ಟುಡ್. ಸೊ ಈಗ ಆ ಆಟಮು ಈ ಕಾರ್ಬನ್ನಲ್ಲಿ ಏನಪ್ಪ ಮಾಡ್ತಿದೆ ಅದನ್ನೆಲ್ಲ ಅಂಡರ್ಸ್ಟ್ಯಾಂಡ್ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಳ್ಳೋಣ. ಓಕೆ, ಸೊ ಫಸ್ಟ್ ಇಸ್ ಅಬೌಟ್ ದ ಇಂಟ್ರೊಡಕ್ಷನ್. ಲೆಟ್ಸ್ compounds of a carbon are known as the organic compounds. It's actually known as what? Organic compounds. All organic compounds contain the hydrogen along with the carbon. Okay, all the organic compounds, ಯಾವ್ಯಾವ organic compounds ಇದೆಯಲ್ಲ ಅವೆಲ್ಲ ಏನಾಗಿರುತ್ತೆ? that will be containing a hydrogen along with the carbon. means what? ಕಾರ್ಬನ್ ಇರುತ್ತೆ, ಅದ್ರ ಜೊತೆ ಹೈಡ್ರೋಜನ್ ಇರುತ್ತೆ. ಕ್ಲಿಯರ್? ಸೊ ಯಾವ್ಯಾವ ಆರ್ಗ್ಯಾನಿಕ್ ಕಂಪೌಂಡ್ಸ್ ಅನ್ನ ನೋಡ್ತಾರಲ್ಲ ಅದರೆಲ್ಲ ಕಾರ್ಬನ್ ಮತ್ತು ಹೈಡ್ರೋಜನ್ ಎರಡು ಇನ್ಕ್ಲೂಡೆಡ್ ಇರುತ್ತೆ. ಕ್ಲಿಯರ್? ಸಿನ್ಸ್ ದೇ ಆರ್ ಅ ಫಂಡಮೆಂಟಲ್ ಆರ್ಗ್ಯಾನಿಕ್ ಕಂಪೌಂಡ್ಸ್ ದೇ ಆರ್ ಆಲ್ಸೋ ನೋನ್ ಆಸ್ ಹೈಡ್ರೋಕಾರ್ಬನ್ಸ್. ಸೊ ದಿಸ್ ಇಸ್ ಆಲ್ಸೋ ಕಾಲ್ಡ್ ಆಸ್ ನೋನ್ ಆಸ್ ವಾಟ್? ಹೈಡ್ರೋಕಾರ್ಬನ್ಸ್. ವೈ ಇಟ್ ಇಸ್ ನೋನ್ ಆಸ್ ಹೈಡ್ರೋಕಾರ್ಬನ್ಸ್? ವೈ? ಬಿಕಾಸ್ ಇಟ್ ಇಸ್ ಹ್ಯಾವಿಂಗ್ ಅ ಕಾರ್ಬನ್ and the hydrogen included in it. So for that purpose it is also called as a hydrocarbons. So the study of this carbon compounds such as hydrocarbons are its derivatives is called as organic chemistry. So this study means ಏನು ಕಲಿತಿದ್ದೇವಲ್ಲ ಕಾರ್ಬನ್ ಮತ್ತು ಹೈಡ್ರೋಜನ್ ಬಗ್ಗೆ, ಆ ಕಂಪೌಂಡ್ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ಏನು ಕಲಿತಿದ್ದೇವಲ್ಲ ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ಏನು ಕರೀತಾರೆ? ಆರ್ಗ್ಯಾನಿಕ್ ಕೆಮಿಸ್ಟ್ರಿ ಅಂತ ಕರೀತಾರೆ. ಸೊ ಇನ್ ದಿಸ್ ಆರ್ಗ್ಯಾನಿಕ್ ಕೆಮಿಸ್ಟ್ರಿ ಯು ವಿಲ್ ಬಿ ಲರ್ನಿಂಗ್ ಅಬೌಟ್ ದ ಸ್ಟ್ರಕ್ಚರ್ಸ್. ಓಕೆ, ಯಾವ ಥರ ಸ್ಟ್ರಕ್ಚರ್ ಇದೆ. ಈಗ ನೀವು 10th ಸ್ಟ್ಯಾಂಡರ್ಡ್ ಇದ್ದೀರಾ, ಆಮೇಲೆ 10th ಮುಗಿದ್ಮೇಲೆ ಅಕಸ್ಮಾತ್ ನೀವು ಸೈನ್ಸ್ ತಗೋತಾರಪ್ಪ, ಫಸ್ಟ್ ಇಯರ್ PUC, ಸೆಕೆಂಡ್ PUC ಸೈನ್ಸ್ ಆಪ್ಷನ್ ತಗೋತೀರಾ. ಆ ಸ್ಟ್ರೀಮ್ನಲ್ಲಿ ಹೋದರೆ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಡಿಸ್ಟ್ರಿಬ್ಯೂಟೆಡ್ ಇರುತ್ತೆ organic chemistry, physical chemistry, and it will be inorganic chemistry, so analytical chemistry. So all types of different types of chemistries will be present. Means what? You maths alli algebra, geometry kalitaralla, same ಅದೇ ತರ ಸೈನ್ಸ್ ನಲ್ಲೂ ಆರ್ಗ್ಯಾನಿಕ್ ಕೆಮಿಸ್ಟ್ರಿ, ಇನ್ಆರ್ಗ್ಯಾನಿಕ್ ಕೆಮಿಸ್ಟ್ರಿ ಮತ್ತೆ ಫಿಸಿಕಲ್ ಕೆಮಿಸ್ಟ್ರಿ ಅಂತ ಡಿಫ್ರೆಂಟ್ ಚಾಪ್ಟರ್ಸ್ ಇರುತ್ತೆ. ಓಕೆ, ಸೊ ಆ ಡಿಫ್ರೆಂಟ್ ಚಾಪ್ಟರ್ಸ್ ನಲ್ಲಿ ಸ್ಪೆಷಲಿ ವೇರ್ ವಿ ಆರ್ ಲರ್ನಿಂಗ್ ಅಬೌಟ್ ದ ಕಾರ್ಬನ್ ಅಂಡ್ ದ ಹೈಡ್ರೋಜನ್ ಈಸ್ ಕಾಲ್ಡ್ ಆಸ್ ಆರ್ಗ್ಯಾನಿಕ್ ಕೆಮಿಸ್ಟ್ರಿ. ತಿಳಿತಾ? ಸೊ ಅದಕ್ಕೆಲ್ಲ ಏನ್ ಕರೀತಾರೆ? ಆರ್ಗ್ಯಾನಿಕ್ ಕೆಮಿಸ್ಟ್ರಿ ಅಂತ ಕರೀತಾರೆ. ಕ್ಲಿಯರ್? ಡನ್? ಎಸ್, ಜಸ್ಟ್ ಗಿವ್ ಮಿ 1 second guys. Okay, next comes what? About the table about the melting points and the boiling points of some compounds of carbon. So how? What is actually a meaning of a carbon? Carbon is actually one sort of a allotrope. Okay, it's just like a allotrope. Now I'll tell you example which you know it very easily. Okay, so ಯಾವ್ದು ಎಕ್ಸಾಂಪಲ್ ಈಸಿಲಿ ಗೊತ್ತಿದೆ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ನಿಮಗೆ ಎಲ್ಲರೂ ಗೊತ್ತಿರಬಹುದು. ಡೈಮಂಡ್ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಏನು? ಎಲ್ಲರೂ ಡೈಮಂಡ್ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಕಾರ್ಬನ್ ಇದೆ ಅಪ್ಪ ಇದ್ರಲ್ಲಿ ಜಾಸ್ತಿ. Okay, in diamond there is a lots of things present in the carbon. Carbon is present too much in the diamond. ಇದನ್ನ ನೀವು ಗೊತ್ತಿದೆ, ರೈಟ್? ಸೊ ಈಗ ಒನ್ ಇಂಪಾರ್ಟೆಂಟ್ ಏನ್ ಥಿಂಗ್ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಮೆಲ್ಟಿಂಗ್ ಪಾಯಿಂಟ್ ಅಂಡ್ ಬಾಯ್ಲಿಂಗ್ ಪಾಯಿಂಟ್ ಅಕಾರ್ಡಿಂಗ್ ಟು ದಟ್. ಓಕೆ, ಸೊ ಈಗ ಮೆಲ್ಟಿಂಗ್ ಪಾಯಿಂಟ್ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಏನು? ಯಾವ ಟೆಂಪರೇಚರ್ ನಲ್ಲಿ, ಓಕೆ, ಯಾವ ಟೆಂಪರೇಚರ್ಗೆ ಆ ಕಂಪೌಂಡ್ ಮೆಲ್ಟ್ ಆಗ್ತಿದೆ. ಸೊ ಯಾವ ಟೆಂಪರೇಚರ್ಗೆ ಆ ಕಂಪೌಂಡ್ ಮೆಲ್ಟ್ ಆಗ್ತಿದೆ ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ಮೆಲ್ಟಿಂಗ್ ಪಾಯಿಂಟ್ ಅಂತ ಕರೀತಾರೆ. ಬಾಯ್ಲಿಂಗ್ ಪಾಯಿಂಟ್ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಏನು? ಯಾವ ಟೆಂಪರೇಚರ್ಗೆ ಅದು ಬಾಯ್ಲ್ ಆಗ್ತಿದೆ, ಯಾವ ಕಂಪೌಂಡ್ ತಗೊಂಡಿದ್ದೇವೆ, ವೆದರ್ ಇಟ್ ಇಸ್ ಪ್ರೆಸೆಂಟ್ in that organic compound where the carbon and the hydrogen both the things are present, those both the things at what temperature, ಯಾವ ಟೆಂಪರೇಚರ್ ಗೆ ಆ ಆರ್ಗ್ಯಾನಿಕ್ ಕೆಮಿಸ್ಟ್ರಿ ಆಕ್ಚುಲಿ ಕಂಪ್ಲೀಟ್ಲಿ ಬಾಯ್ಲ್ ಆಗ್ತಿದೆ, ಟೆಂಪರೇಚರ್. ಓಕೆ, ಬಾಯ್ಲಿಂಗ್ ಪಾಯಿಂಟ್ ಅಂತ ಕರೀತಾರೆ. ಸೊ ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ಮೆಲ್ಟಿಂಗ್ ಪಾಯಿಂಟ್ ಅಂತ ಬಾಯ್ಲಿಂಗ್ ಪಾಯಿಂಟ್. ಈಗ ಡಿಪೆಂಡ್ಸ್ ಅಪಾನ್ ದ ಆರ್ಗ್ಯಾನಿಕ್ ಕಂಪೌಂಡ್, ಯಾವ ಕಂಪೌಂಡ್ ಇದೆ ಅಲ್ಲ ಅದರ ಮೇಲ್ ಡಿಪೆಂಡು ವೆದರ್ ಇಟ್ ಇಸ್ ಮೆಲ್ಟಿಂಗ್ ಪಾಯಿಂಟ್ ವೆದರ್ ಇಟ್ ಇಸ್ ಗೋಯಿಂಗ್ ಟು ಬಿ ದ ಬಾಯ್ಲಿಂಗ್ ಪಾಯಿಂಟ್. ಕ್ಲಿಯರ್? Now acetic acid which is CH3COOH, melting point is going to be how much? 290. Okay, boiling point ಏನಿದೆ acetic acid boiling point is going to be 391. ಸೊ ಈಗ ನೋಡಿ ಕಾರ್ಬನ್ ಇದೆ, ಹೈಡ್ರೋಜನ್ ಇದೆ, right? Carbon and hydrogen both the things are present in it, right? Both the things are present in it. So both the things which are present, carbon and hydrogen, this is all organic. This is all organic compounds. ಇವೆಲ್ಲ ಏನು ಎಕ್ಸಾಂಪಲ್ ಏನು ತಗೊಂಡಿದ್ದೇನಲ್ಲ ಅವೆಲ್ಲ ಆರ್ಗ್ಯಾನಿಕ್ ಕಂಪೌಂಡ್ಸ್, ಆಯ್ತಾ? ಸೊ ಇದರದ್ದು ಮೆಲ್ಟಿಂಗ್ ಪಾಯಿಂಟ್ 290 ಇದೆ. ಮೀನ್ಸ್ ವಾಟ್? ದಿಸ್ ಕಂಪೌಂಡ್, ಈ ಕಂಪೌಂಡ್ ಯಾವಾಗ ಮೆಲ್ಟ್ ಆಗ್ತಿದೆ? ಅಟ್ ದಿಸ್ ಟೆಂಪರೇಚರ್ ಇಟ್ಸ್ ಮೆಲ್ಟಿಂಗ್. ಈ ಟೆಂಪರೇಚರ್ ಮೇಲೆ ಅದು ಮೆಲ್ಟ್ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. ಲೈಕ್ ನಾ ಹೇಳಿದೆ, ಈಗ ನೀರು ಯಾವ ಡಿಗ್ರಿ 100 ಡಿಗ್ರಿ ಸೆಲ್ಸಿಯಸ್ನಲ್ಲಿ ಫುಲ್ ಬಾಯ್ಲಿಂಗ್ ಪಾಯಿಂಟ್ನಲ್ಲಿ ಬರುತ್ತಪ್ಪ. ಈಗ ನೀವು ಹಾಲು ಕಾಸಿ, ಓಕೆ, ಯಾವ ಟೆಂಪರೇಚರ್ ಮೇಲೆ ಆ ಹಾಲು, ಇಂಡಕ್ಷನ್ ತಗೊಳ್ಳಿ, ಹಾಲು ಕಾಸ್ಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ಇಡಿ. ಸೊ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಹಾಲು ಕಾಸ್ಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ಇಡ್ತಾರಲ್ಲ ಆ ಟೆಂಪರೇಚರ್ ನೋಡಿ ಚೆಕ್ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಂತಿರ್ಬೇಕು ಯಾವ ಟೆಂಪರೇಚರ್ ಇಟ್ಟಿದ್ದಾರೆ ಅನ್ನೋದು. ಓಕೆ, ಇನ್ ಕೇಸ್ ನೀವು 180 ಡಿಗ್ರಿ ಸೆಲ್ಸಿಯಸ್ ಇಟ್ಟಿದ್ದೀರಾ, ಇಲ್ಲಾಂದ್ರೆ 100 ಡಿಗ್ರಿ ಸೆಲ್ಸಿಯಸ್ ಇಟ್ಟಿದ್ದೀರಾ, ಸೊ ಆ 100 ಡಿಗ್ರಿ ಸೆಲ್ಸಿಯಸ್ಸು ಆ ಟೆಂಪರೇಚರ್ನಲ್ಲಿ ಎಷ್ಟು ಟೈಮ್ ತಗೊಂಡಿದೆ ಅದು ಬಾಯ್ಲ್ ಆಗಲಿಕ್ಕೆ? ಆ ಬಾಯ್ಲಿಂಗ್ ಪಾಯಿಂಟ್, ಆ ಟೆಂಪರೇಚರ್ ಇಸ್ ಕಾಲ್ಡ್ ಆಸ್ ಅ ಬಾಯ್ಲಿಂಗ್ ಪಾಯಿಂಟ್. Okay, in case it is taken 50 degrees Celsius, okay, at 50 degrees Celsius it has come to the boiling. Okay, ಅವಾಗ ಏನು ಕರೀತಾರೆ? ಮಿಲ್ಕ್ ಬಾಯ್ಲಿಂಗ್ ಪಾಯಿಂಟ್ 50 ಡಿಗ್ರಿ ಸೆಲ್ಸಿಯಸ್. ಆ ಥರ ಮೆಲ್ಟಿಂಗ್ ಪಾಯಿಂಟ್ ಮತ್ತು ಬಾಯ್ಲಿಂಗ್ ಪಾಯಿಂಟನ್ನು ಫೈಂಡ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ. ಸೊ ಆಲ್ಮೋಸ್ಟ್ ಆಲ್ ದ ಆರ್ಗ್ಯಾನಿಕ್ ಕಂಪೌಂಡ್ಸ್ ಮೆಲ್ಟಿಂಗ್ ಪಾಯಿಂಟ್ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಬಾಯ್ಲಿಂಗ್ ಪಾಯಿಂಟ್ ವಿಲ್ ಬಿ ಆಲ್ರೆಡಿ ಬೀನ್ ಫೌಂಡ್. ಓಕೆ, ಬಿಕಾಸ್ ಇದೇನು ಪ್ರಿಪ್ರೇಷನ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಿರ್ತಾರಲ್ಲ ಅವಾಗನೇ ಫೈಂಡ್ ಮಾಡಿರ್ತಾರೆ ಅದನ್ನು, ಆಯಿತಾ? ಸೊ ಮೋಸ್ಟ್ ಆಫ್ ದ ಕಂಪೌಂಡ್ಸ್ ವಿಲ್ ಬಿ ಆಲ್ರೆಡಿ ಬಿ ಹ್ಯಾವಿಂಗ್ ಅ ಮೆಲ್ಟಿಂಗ್ ಇನ್ ಬಾಯ್ಲಿಂಗ್ ಪಾಯಿಂಟ್. ನಾವ್ ವಾಟ್ ವಿ ನೀಡ್ ಟು ಕನ್ಸಿಡರ್ ಹಿಯರ್, ಯಾಕಪ್ಪ ಅದು ಇಂಪಾರ್ಟೆಂಟ್ ಇದೆ? ಬಿಕಾಸ್ ನಮ್ಗೊಂದು ಐಡಿಯಾ ಗೊತ್ತಾಗುತ್ತೆ ಯಾವಾಗ ಈ ಕಂಪೌಂಡ್ ಮೆಲ್ಟ್ ಆಗ್ಬೋದು, ಯಾವಾಗ ಈ ಕಂಪೌಂಡ್ ಬಾಯ್ಲ್ ಆಗ್ಬೋದು. ಅದಕ್ಕಿಂತ ಮೊದಲು ಏನಾದರೂ ಚೇಂಜಸ್ ಮಾಡೋದಿದ್ರೆ ಮಾಡ್ಕೋಬಹುದು, ಆಯ್ತಾ? ಸೊ ದಿಸ್ ಇಸ್ ಹೌ ಇಟ್ಸ್ ಗೋಯಿಂಗ್ ಟು ವರ್ಕ್. Next comes the chloroform, that is CHCl3. So this is melting point is going to be 209 and boiling point is going to be what? 334. Clear? 334. Next comes the ethanol, that is CH3CH2OH, where melting point is going to be 156, boiling point is going to be 351. Same with the methane also, that is CH4, where the carbon and the hydrogen both the things are present. So that's melting point is 90 and the boiling point is going to be the 111 in the form of a Kelvin they are right now. So if you want to convert it in the degree Celsius, you have learned this thing also in your lower classes. Hegappa Kelvin in the degree Celsius convert ಮಾಡ್ಕೋಬಹುದು, degree Celsius in the Kelvin ಅನ್ನ ಕನ್ವರ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ಕೋಬಹುದು, ಆಯ್ತಾ? ಸೊ ದಿಸ್ ಇಸ್ ಆಲ್ ಅಬೌಟ್ ಅಂಡರ್ಸ್ಟ್ಯಾಂಡಿಂಗ್ ಅಬೌಟ್ ದ ಮೆಲ್ಟಿಂಗ್ ಅಂಡ್ ದ ಬಾಯ್ಲಿಂಗ್ ಪಾಯಿಂಟ್. ಕ್ಲಿಯರ್ ಎವ್ರಿವನ್? Yes, next comes what? Now in detail let us learn according to your textbook. So ಈಗ ಟೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ ಬುಕ್ ಪ್ರಕಾರ ಏನಪ್ಪ ಹೇಳ್ತಿದ್ದಾರೆ ಅನ್ನೋದು ಅಂಡರ್ಸ್ಟ್ಯಾಂಡ್ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಳ್ಳೋಣ. Why am I telling this thing? ಸೊ ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ನಿಮ್ಗೆ ಹೇಳ್ತಿರೋದು ಲೈನ್ ಟು ಲೈನ್ NCERT ಬಗ್ಗೆ ನೀವು ಅಂಡರ್ಸ್ಟ್ಯಾಂಡ್ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಂಡ್ರೆ ನಿಮಗೆ ಈಸಿ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ ಕಾನ್ಸೆಪ್ಟ್ಸು. ಸೊ ಅದ್ರ ಸಲುವಾಗಿ ಎಷ್ಟು ಟೈಮ್ ಆಗಲಿ ಬಟ್ ನಿಮಗೆ ಈ ಚಾಪ್ಟರ್ನ ಕಂಫರ್ಟಬಲಿ ಫುಲ್ ಪರ್ಫೆಕ್ಟ್ ಆಗ್ಬೋದು ಈಸಿಯಾಗಿ. ಓಕೆ, ನಾವು ವಿ ನೋ ದಟ್ ದ ರಿಯಾಕ್ಟಿವಿಟಿ ಆಫ್ ದ ಎಲಿಮೆಂಟ್ ಇಸ್ ಎಕ್ಸ್ಪ್ಲೇನ್ಡ್ ಹ್ಯಾಸ್ ದೇರ್ ಟೆಂಡೆನ್ಸಿ ಟು attain a completely filled outer shell, that is attain the noble gas configuration. So what is the meaning of a noble gas configuration? So ಈಗ ಏನು ಅಂಡರ್ಸ್ಟ್ಯಾಂಡ್ ಫಸ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ಕೋಬೇಕಂದ್ರೆ ನೀವು noble gas configuration ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಏನು? ಓಕೆ, what is going to be the noble gas configuration? noble gases ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಇವೆಲ್ಲ ಅಂಬಾನಿಗಳು. Okay, they are all Ambanis. Why noble gases are called as Ambanis? Why? Because they are already satisfied. They have all the filled electrons. They don't need anyone. Okay, they don't need necessary for them to go and work anywhere. Okay, so adra salvagi ee noble gases, so all the elements of noble gases, it's not like they will not participate only in anything. Why they will not participate? Why? Because they are completely filled. Their stomach is filled. ಈಗ ನಿಮಗೆ ಹಸು ಆಗಿಲ್ಲಪ್ಪ, ಊಟ ಬೇಕಿದೆ, ಅವಾಗೆಲ್ಲ ಊಟ ಮಾಡಿಬಿಡ್ತಾರೆ. ಫುಲ್ ಆದ ತಕ್ಷಣ ನಿಮಗೆ ಏನಾದರೂ ಬೇಕಾಗುತ್ತಾ? ಇಲ್ಲಲ್ಲ. ಸೊ ಏನಾದರೂ ತಿಂದ್ಬಿಟ್ರೆ ಹೊರಗಡೆ ಬಂದ್ಬಿಡುತ್ತೆ. ಅದ್ರ ಸಲುವಾಗಿ ನೀವು ಏನು ಯೋಚನೆ ಮಾಡ್ಕೋಬೇಕು, ಈಗ ಏನೇನು ತಿಂತಿರಲ್ಲ ಫುಲ್ ಸ್ಟಮಕ್ ಆದ ತಕ್ಷಣ ಇನ್ನೊಂದು ಏನು ತಿನ್ನಕ್ಕಾಗಲ್ಲ. ಬಿಕಾಸ್ ಐ ಆಮ್ ಸ್ಯಾಟಿಸ್ಫೈಡ್, ರೈಟ್, ಐ ಆಮ್ ಫುಲ್ ರೈಟ್ ನಾವು. ಸೊ ಅದ್ರ ಸಲುವಾಗಿ ನೀವು ಬೇರೆ ಕಡೆ ಹೋಗಲ್ಲ. ಸೇಮ್ ಅದೇ ಥರ ನೋಬಲ್ ಗ್ಯಾಸಸ್ ಫುಲ್ ಇದೆ ಆಲ್ರೆಡಿ, ಸೊ ದೇ ವೋಂಟ್ ಗೋ ಇನ್ ಪಾರ್ಟಿಸಿಪೇಟ್ ಇನ್ ಎನಿ ಆಫ್ ದ ಕೆಮಿಕಲ್ ರಿಯಾಕ್ಷನ್ಸ್. ಕ್ಲಿಯರ್? ಸೊ now elements forming ionic compounds which will achieve this by either gaining or by losing the electrons. Clear? From the outermost shell. In case of the carbon, it has 4 electrons in its outermost shell and needs to gain or lose the 4 electrons to attain the noble gas configuration. If it were to gain or lose the electrons, now concentrate properly. ಓಕೆ, ಕಾರ್ಬನ್ ಇದೆ, ಕಾರ್ಬನ್ಗೆ 4 ಎಲೆಕ್ಟ್ರಾನ್ ಬೇಕಿದೆಯಪ್ಪ. ಓಕೆ, ಸೊ ಇಟ್ ವಿಲ್ ಡೂ ವಾಟ್? ಇಟ್ ವಿಲ್ ಟ್ರೈ ಟು ಗೋ ಅಂಡ್ ಅಟ್ಯಾಕ್ ಸಮ್ ಒನ್. ಓಕೆ, ಕಾರ್ಬನ್ಗೆ ಇಲೆಕ್ಟ್ರಾನ್ಸ್ ಬೇಕಿದೆ, ಕಾರ್ಬನ್ ಇಲೆಕ್ಟ್ರಾನ್ಸ್ ಬೇಕಿದೆ ಅಂತಾನೆ ಹೋಗಿ ಎಲ್ಲಾದ್ರ ಜೊತೆ ರಿಯಾಕ್ಟ್ ಆಗ್ಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ಸ್ಟಾರ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡುತ್ತಲ್ಲ. ಸೊ ಈಗ ಎಕ್ಸಾಂಪಲ್ ಒಂದು ಹೇಳ್ತೇನೆ ನಿಮಗೆ, ಸಿಂಪಲ್ ಎಕ್ಸಾಂಪಲ್ ಇದ್ರದ್ದು. ಕಾರ್ಬನ್ ಇದೆ, ಓಕೆ, ಇಟ್ ಹ್ಯಾಸ್ ಗಾಟ್ ಅಟ್ಯಾಚ್ಡ್ ವಿತ್ ದ ಹೈಡ್ರೋಜನ್. ವಾಟ್ ಇಟ್ ವಿಲ್ ಟೆಲ್, ಗೋ ಅಂಡ್ ಟೆಲ್ ಟು ಹೈಡ್ರೋಜನ್, ಯು ಪೀಪಲ್ ನೋ ಏನು ಹೇಳುತ್ತಂದ್ರೆ ಕಾರ್ಬನ್ ಹೋಗಿ ಹೈಡ್ರೋಜನ್ ಜೊತೆ ಏನು ಫ್ರೆಂಡ್ಶಿಪ್ ಮಾಡ್ಕೋತಂದ್ರೆ, ನಿನಗೆ ನಾ ಎಲ್ಲ ಕೊಡ್ತೀನಿ ಬಾ, ಓಕೆ, ನಾ ಐ ವಿಲ್ ಗಿವ್ ಯು ಎವ್ರಿಥಿಂಗ್. ಓಕೆ, ನಿನಗೆ ನಾ ಎಲ್ಲ ನೋಟ್ಸ್ ಕೊಡ್ತೀನಿ, ಸ್ಪೆಷಲ್ ನೋಟ್ಸ್. ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ಮಂದಿ ಇರ್ತಾರಲ್ಲ, ನಿಂಗೆಲ್ಲ ನೋಟ್ಸ್ ಕೊಡ್ತೇನೆ, ನನ್ನ ಕಡೆ ಹಳಿ ನೋಟ್ಸ್ ಅದಾವೆ, ಎಲ್ಲ ಫುಲ್ ರಿಪೀಟೆಡ್ ಕ್ವಶನ್ಸ್ ಇದೆ ಅದರಲ್ಲಿ, ಸೊ ಎಲ್ಲ ಕೊಡ್ತೇನೆ ನಿನಗೆ, ಬಾ 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 ಅಂತ ನಿಮಗೆ ಡಿಸ್ಟ್ರಾಕ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ಕರೀತಾರಪ್ಪ. ಓಕೆ, ಒನ್ಸ್ ಯು ಕಮ್ ಟು ದೇರ್ ಹೋಮ್ ಟು ಡೂ ದ ಗ್ರೂಪ್ ಸ್ಟಡಿ. ಓಕೆ, ಗ್ರೂಪ್ ಸ್ಟಡಿ ಮಾಡ್ಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ಹೋಗ್ತಾರಪ್ಪ. ಗ್ರೂಪ್ ಸ್ಟಡಿ ಅಂದರೆ ನಿನ್ನ ಪಾರ್ಟ್ನರ್ ಜೊತೆ ಯಾವ್ದಾದ್ರು ಫ್ರೆಂಡ್ ಜೊತೆ ಹೋಗ್ತಾರ. ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಹೋಗಿ ಅವನ್ನೆಲ್ಲ ಓದಿರ್ತಾನೆ, ಆಲ್ರೆಡಿ ಅವನ್ನೆಲ್ಲ ಓದಿರ್ತಾನೆ, ಮೀನ್ಸ್ ಕಾರ್ಬನ್ ವಿಲ್ ರೀಡ್ ಎವ್ರಿಥಿಂಗ್ ಅಂಡ್ ಕೀಪ್ ಇಟ್. ಓಕೆ, ಬಟ್ ಹೈಡ್ರೋಜನ್ ಏನು ಮಾಡಿರುತ್ತೆ? ಹೈಡ್ರೋಜನ್ ಏನು ಯೋಚನೆ ಮಾಡಿರುತ್ತಂತೆ, ಕಾರ್ಬನ್ ನನಗೆ ಹೆಲ್ಪ್ ಮಾಡುತ್ತೆ, ಸೊ ಐ ವಿಲ್ ಗೋ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಟೇಕ್ ದ ಹೆಲ್ಪ್ ಫ್ರಮ್ ದ ಕಾರ್ಬನ್. ಬಟ್ ವಾಟ್ ಕಾರ್ಬನ್ಸ್ ಮೈಂಡ್ ಸೆಟ್ ಇಸ್, ಐ ವಿಲ್ ಟೇಕ್ ಹೆಲ್ಪ್ ಫ್ರಮ್ ದೆಮ್, ಐ ವಿಲ್ ನಾಟ್ ಗಿವ್ ಎನಿ ಹೆಲ್ಪ್, ಐ ವಿಲ್ ನಾಟ್ ಹೆಲ್ಪ್ ಎನಿ ಒನ್, ನಾನೇ ಹೆಲ್ಪ್ ತಗೋತೇನೆ ಬೇರೆದವ್ರ ಕಡೆಯಿಂದ. ಸೊ ಅದೇನು ಮಾಡುತ್ತೆ ಅಂದರೆ ಕಾರ್ಬನ್ ಹೋಗಿ ಹೈಡ್ರೋಜನ್ ಹೆಲ್ಪ್ ಮಾಡೋದು ಬಿಟ್ಟು ಹೈಡ್ರೋಜನ್ ಎಲ್ಲ ತೊಗೊಂಡ್ಬಿಡುತ್ತೆ, ರೈಟ್? ಸೊ ದಿಸ್ ಹೈಡ್ರೋಜನ್ ವಿಚ್ ಇಸ್ ಹ್ಯಾವಿಂಗ್ one electron at its outermost shell, they all will give the electron to this. They all will give the electron to carbon. So this is what the work of the carbon is. Okay, so what it will do, it will try to take, means it will go and attack someone to take the electrons to get it satisfied. Okay, ಅದಕ್ಕಂತೂ ಸ್ಯಾಟಿಸ್ಫೈ ಆಗೋದಿದೆ ಅಷ್ಟೇ ಕೆಲಸ. ಓಕೆ, ಸೊ ಅದಂತೂ ಕೆಲಸ ಮಾಡ್ತಿದೆ, ಆಯ್ತಾ? ಸೊ ಇಟ್ ವುಡ್ ಗೇನ್ 4 electrons forming the C4 anion. It means what? It's taking the electrons. ಯಾವಾಗಲೂ ನೆಗೆಟಿವ್ ಸೈನ್ ಇದ್ರೆ ಏನಂತ ಮೆನ್ಷನ್ ಮಾಡ್ಕೋಬೇಕು? It's taking the electron. What it is doing? Taking the electrons. Clear? So this is what you need to think about it. Okay, next comes what? But it would be difficult for the nucleus with 6 protons to hold on to 10 electrons, to hold on to 10 electrons. That is 4 extra electrons. That is going to be what? 4 extra electrons. We know already, because it needs 4 electrons. So it's taking from someone 4 electrons, right? So now it would lose 4 electrons forming C plus 4, that is going to be the cation. Means what? Some of the elements will be there. They will be very chalu. Okay. ಈಗ ಹೈಡ್ರೋಜನ್ ಅಂತೂ ಮಬ್ಬಾಯಿ ಬಿಡ್ತಪ್ಪ. ಓಕೆ, ಹೈಡ್ರೋಜನ್ ಹುಚ್ಚಾಗಿ ಬಿಡ್ತಂದ್ರೆ ಬೇರೆ ಎಲಿಮೆಂಟ್ಸ್ ಹುಚ್ಚಾಗಲ್ಲ. ಸೊ ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ಎಲಿಮೆಂಟ್ಸ್ ಏನ್ ಮಾಡುತ್ತಂದ್ರೆ, ನೀ ಕಾರ್ಬನ್ಗೆ ಏನನ್ನತ್ತೆ, ನಾನೇ ಕೊಡ್ತೀನಿ ಬಾ ಬಾ ಅಂತ ಕಾರ್ಬನ್ ಕರ್ಕೊಂಡು ಹೋಗ್ತಾರೆ, ಆದ್ರೆ ಕಾರ್ಬನ್ ಹುಚ್ಚಾಗಿ ಬಿಡುತ್ತೆ ಅಲ್ಲಿ. ಸೊ ಅವಾಗ ಏನಾಗುತ್ತೆ, ಇಟ್ ವಿಲ್ ಕ್ಯಾರಿ ಅ ಪಾಸಿಟಿವ್ ಸೈನ್. ಪಾಸಿಟಿವ್ ಸೈನ್ ಇದಕ್ಕೆ ಕ್ಯಾರಿ ಮಾಡುತ್ತೆ ಯಾವಾಗ ಇದು ಇಲೆಕ್ಟ್ರಾನ್ ತಗೊಂಡಿರುತ್ತೆ ಯಾವ್ದಾದ್ರು ಬೇರೆ ಎಲಿಮೆಂಟು, ಇಲ್ಲಾಂದ್ರೆ ಆ ಕಾರ್ಬನ್ ಅನ್ನ ಫೋರ್ಸ್ ಮಾಡಿರ್ತಾರೆ ಕಾರ್ಬನ್ಗೆ ಕೊಡ್ಲಿಕ್ಕೆ. ಓಕೆ, ಯು ಗಿವ್ ಮಿ 4 electrons, I will make you satisfied. Like that they will try to do it. So that is when it is going to be the cation. Why it is going to be the cation? Why? Because it's been given the electron to someone else. Okay, 4 electrons ಇದೆ ಯಾರ ಕಡೆ, ಸೊ ಅದನ್ನ ಬೇರೆದವರಿಗೆ ಕೊಡ್ತಾರೆ. Clear? Now, but it would be require a large amount of energy to remove 4 electrons, leaving behind a carbon cation with 6 electrons in its nucleus, holding on to just 2 electrons. Yes, but sometimes what happens, it's very difficult to take it also. Okay, our electrons already there, 6 electrons already it's present with the carbon. ಈಗ ಬರೀ 2 electron ಅಷ್ಟೇ ಬೇಕಿದೆ ಇದಕ್ಕೆ. ಸೊ ಆ 2 electron ಬೇಕಿದ್ದಕ್ಕೆ ಏನ್ ಮಾಡುತ್ತಂದ್ರೆ ಆಕ್ಚುಲಿ ಇದು it will try to do it what, ನನ್ನ ಕಡೆ ಫುಲ್ ಸ್ಟ್ರಾಂಗ್ ಸಪೋರ್ಟ್ ಇದೆ, 6 ಮಂದಿ ಇದ್ದಾರೆ ನನ್ನ ಕಡೆ, ನಾನು ಯಾಕಪ್ಪ ಕೊಡಬೇಕು, ನಂಗೆ ಬರೀ 2 electron ಬೇಕಿದೆ. ಬಟ್ sometimes what happens, it will give also the electrons. Okay, that time it is going to act like a cation, but it is very strongest electron also. Why? Because it has already 6 electrons, it needs only 2 electrons, so carbon will be also be the strongest one. Okay, clear? Now, carbon overcomes this problem by sharing its valence electrons with the other atoms of the carbon or with the atoms of the other elements. That's what I told you. Sometimes it will give off the electrons. Not just the carbon, but many other elements from the molecules by sharing the electrons in the atoms and lead to both atoms attaining the noble gas configuration. Before going to the compounds of a carbon, let us look at some simple molecules formed by a sharing of valence electrons. Sharing of valence electrons. Clear? So by sharing of valence electrons, this valence electrons which are present actually, this valence electrons, what it will do is, sometimes what happens, carbon will try to give the electrons to someone. Okay, carbon will give the electrons to someone and will get satisfied. Okay, you, at least I am not satisfied, at least you take it and get satisfied. This is what the carbon will do. They are only trying to tell this in this paragraph. This is from your textbook itself. Don't get confused. Why am I taking this from the textbook is, ನಿಮಗೆ ಅಂಡರ್ಸ್ಟ್ಯಾಂಡ್ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ ಅಕಸ್ಮಾತ್ ನಿಮ್ಮ ಟೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ ಬುಕ್ ಪ್ರಕಾರ ಹೇಳಿದೆ ಅಂದ್ರೆ, ಆಯ್ತಾ. ಸೊ ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್, the simplest molecule formed in this manner is that of hydrogen. As you have learnt earlier, the atomic number of the hydrogen is actually 1. Atomic number of hydrogen is actually 1. Just now I told you people. So hence hydrogen has a 1 electron in the K shell and it requires 1 more electron to fill the K shell. So the 2 hydrogen atoms share their electrons to form a molecule of hydrogen, that is H2. So this allows the each hydrogen atom to attain the electronic configuration of the nearest noble gas, that is going to be the helium. So for hydrogen, you know, with according to the periodic table, for hydrogen the nearest one is going to be the helium. Clear? I know everyone are thinking, ma'am, you told noble gases are already satisfied, why the helium is again coming? You know already that helium is also going to be the noble gas. Yes, helium is also a noble gas, but also sometimes, like example, ಅಂಬಾನಿನಲ್ಲಿ ಒಬ್ಬೊಬ್ಬರು ಬರ್ತಾರಲ್ಲ ಹೆಲ್ಪ್ ಮಾಡಲಿಕ್ಕೆ, ಸೊ ಇದು ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ತಗೊಳ್ಳಿ, ಇದನ್ನು ದಾನ ಮಾಡಿದ್ವಿ, ಅದನ್ನು ದಾನ ಮಾಡಿದ್ವಿ, ಸೇಮ್ ಅದೇ ಥರ ಹೀಲಿಯಮ್ನು ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ದಾನ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಂತ ಹೋಗಿರುತ್ತೆ, ಆಯ್ತಾ. ಸೊ ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ ಕಮ್ಸ್ ವಾಟ್, ವಿಚ್ ಹ್ಯಾಸ್ 2 electrons in its K shell. So we can despite this using the dots of the cross to represent the valence electrons. Clear? So the shared pair of electrons is said to constitute a single covalent bond between the 2 hydrogen atoms. Now that single covalent bond is also represented by a line between the 2 atoms and it is being shown in this way. You can just observe here the 2 hydrogens which are present, these 2 hydrogens will combine together like this. It will become what? H2 molecule. Okay, this is what the shared electrons are. Clear? How the shared electrons will be, 1 from here and 1 from here. Clear? Now the atomic number of the chlorine, that is 17, We know that chlorine's atomic number is what? 70. Ma'am, how to remember the atomic number, atomic mass? So this is question by full universe only. So you people need to remember. ನೀವು ನೆನಪಿಟ್ಕೊಳ್ಳಿಕ್ಕೆ ಬೇಕು. ಹೇಗೆ ನೆನಪಿಟ್ಕೋಬೇಕು ಅನ್ನೋದು ಬಹಳ ಟ್ರಿಕ್ಸ್ ಇದೆ actually, but you need to use your own tricks to remember them. Okay. So ಬಹಳ ಟ್ರಿಕ್ಸ್ ಇದೆ. It's not like we don't have a tricks to remember the atomic number and mass number. So but I prefer, okay, ನನ್ನ ಪ್ರಕಾರ ಏನಂದ್ರೆ ಎಲ್ಲ ಎಷ್ಟು ನಾವು ಅದನ್ನ ಯೂಸ್ ಮಾಡ್ಕೋತೇವೆ, ಎಷ್ಟು ನಾವು ಓನ್ ಯೂಸಸ್ ಮಾಡ್ಕೋತೇವೆ. ಮೀನ್ಸ್ ವಾಟ್, ಸಮ್ ಟ್ರಿಕ್ಸ್ ವಿಲ್ ಬಿ ಲೈಕ್ ಹೌ ಯು ಪೀಪಲ್ ವಿಲ್ ಕ್ರಿಯೇಟ್ ಯುವರ್ ಓನ್ ಟ್ರಿಕ್ಸ್, ದೆನ್ ವಿಲ್ ಇಟ್ ವಿಲ್ ಬಿ ಹೆಲ್ಪ್ಫುಲ್. ಸೊ ಯಾರೋ ಬೇರೆದವ್ರು ಏನೋ ಒಂದು ಟ್ರಿಕ್ ಹೇಳ್ತಿದಾರಪ್ಪ, ಅದನ್ನ ಯೋಚನೆ ಮಾಡಿ ನಾನು ಮಾಡಬೇಕು ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತಿದಾರಲ್ಲ, ದಟ್ ವಿಲ್ ನಾಟ್ ವರ್ಕ್ ಆಕ್ಚುಲಿ. ಸೊ ನೀವು ಓಪನ್ ಆಗಿ ನೀವು ಟ್ರಿಕ್ಸ್ ಮಾಡ್ಕೋಬೇಕು. ಹೇಗೆ ಮ್ಯಾಮ್ ಇದನ್ನ ನೆನಪಿಟ್ಕೊಂಡು ನಾನು ಹೀಗೆ ನಾವು ಟ್ರಿಕ್ಸ್ ಹೇಗೆ ಮಾಡ್ಕೋಬಹುದು ಅನ್ನೋದು ಎಕ್ಸಾಂಪಲ್ ಕೊಡ್ಬೋದು, ಬಟ್ ನೀವು ಹೇಗೆ ನೆನಪಿಟ್ಕೋಬಹುದು ಅನ್ನೋದು ಅದನ್ನ ನೀವೇ ಮಾಡ್ಕೋಬಹುದು ಈಸಿಯಾಗಿ. ಸೊ ನಾವು ಹೇಳಿ ಅದು ವೇಸ್ಟು, ನೀವೆಷ್ಟು ಮಾಡ್ತಾರಲ್ಲ ಅದು ಡಿಪೆಂಡು. ಈಗ ನನಗೆಲ್ಲ ಗೊತ್ತಿದೆಯಪ್ಪ, ನಾನು ಬಂದು ಪೇಪರ್ ಬರ್ಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ಬರುತ್ತಾ ನಿಮ್ಮದು? ಇಲ್ಲಲ್ಲ, ಅದು ನೀವೇ ಮಾಡಬೇಕಲ್ಲ, ನೀವೇ ಓದಬೇಕು, ನೀವೇ ಪೇಪರ್ ಬರೀಬೇಕು. ಯಾರೋ ಬೇರೆದವ್ರ ಪೇಪರ್ ಬಂದಂತೂ ಬರ್ಲಿಕ್ಕಾಗಲ್ಲ. ಸೊ ಅದರ ಸಲುವಾಗಿ ಈಗ ನೀವು ಏನೇನು ಓದ್ತಿರಲ್ಲ, ಯಾವ ಥರ ಓದಬೇಕು, ಯಾವ ಥರ ನೋಟ್ಸನ್ನು ಪ್ರಿಪೇರ್ ಮಾಡ್ಕೋಬೇಕು ಅನ್ನೋದು ನೀವೇ ಅಂಡರ್ಸ್ಟ್ಯಾಂಡ್ ಮಾಡ್ಕೋಬೇಕು ಅದನ್ನು. ದ್ಯಾಟ್ ವಿಲ್ ರಿಯಲಿ ಹೆಲ್ಪ್ ಯು ಪೀಪಲ್ ಅ ಲಾಟ್ ಬೆಟರ್ ದೆನ್ ಅದರ್ ಪೀಪಲ್ ಹೂ ಆರ್ ಗಿವಿಂಗ್ ಯು. ವಿ ಕ್ಯಾನ್ ಗಿವ್ ಯು ಅಡ್ವೈಸ್, ವಿ ಕಾಂಟ್ ಟೆಲ್ ಯು like do it like this only. Some students will be like remembering in different ways, some students will remember in a very different way. So that depends. Okay. Now the atomic number of the chlorine is 17. What would be its electronic configuration and its valency? Now chlorine forms the diatomic molecule. Okay. Chlorine will form what? Diatomic molecule, Cl2. It is called as 2. Okay, 2 chlorines, then it is diatomic. Okay, now dihydrogen is also coming. If it is the H2, then it is going to be dihydrogen. Okay, can you draw the electron dot structure for this molecule? Note that only the valence shell electrons need to be dissipated. In this case of the oxygen, we see the formation of double bond between. This is going to be your homework. I want it in the comment section, the answer. Clear? So how many people are watching the video? I will be remembering, I will be seeing it. Comment section ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಎಷ್ಟು ಮಂದಿ ವಿಡಿಯೋ ನೋಡಿದ್ದಾರೆ, ಎಷ್ಟು ಮಂದಿ ಆನ್ಸರ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ದಾರೆ ಅನ್ನೋದು ನಾನು ನೋಡ್ತೇನೆ, ಆಯ್ತಾ? Now, in the case of the oxygen, we see the formation of the double bond between two oxygen atoms. So, it is double bond between what? Two oxygen atoms. This is because of an atom of a oxygen has 6 electrons. It has a what? It has 6 electrons. Clear? Now, in its L shell, the atomic number of the oxygen is going to be how much? 8. Okay, and it requires 2 more electrons to complete its octet. So each atom of the oxygen will share 2 more electrons to complete its octet. So each atom of the oxygen shares 2 electrons with another atom of oxygen to give us a structure shown in the figure 4.3. So that 2 electrons contributed by each of the oxygen atom give rise to the 2 shared pair of electrons. Means what? In this way. I'll explain it to you in a clear way according to your textbook. Okay. You can just check it out. 2 oxygens are present by because we are thinking about the oxygen, that is O2. Diatomic. O2 ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಏನು? ಡಯಾಟೋಮಿಕ್. ಓಕೆ, ಇಲ್ಲಿ 2 ಆಕ್ಸಿಜನ್ ಇದೆ, ಇಲ್ಲಿ 4 ಎಲೆಕ್ಟ್ರಾನ್ಸ್ ಇದೆ, ಇಲ್ಲಿ 4 ಎಲೆಕ್ಟ್ರಾನ್ಸ್ ಇದೆ. ಡನ್ನ. ಸೊ ಈಗ ಏನ್ ಶೇರ್ ಮಾಡೋದಂದ್ರೆ ಇದು ಇಲೆಕ್ಟ್ರಾನ್ ಒಂದು, ಇದೊಂದು ಇಲೆಕ್ಟ್ರಾನ್ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಶೇರ್ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. ಕ್ಲಿಯರ್? ಈ ತರ ಇದು ಶೇರ್ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. ಕ್ಲಿಯರ್? 2 dielectrons. It means what? Same way how I have given you the example of the carbon and the hydrogen. About methane, CH4. CH4 the example ಹೇಗೆ ಕೊಟ್ಟಿದ್ದೆ ನಿಮಗೆ? ಕಾರ್ಬನ್ಗೆ 4 ಎಲೆಕ್ಟ್ರಾನ್ಸ್ ಬೇಕಿದೆ, ಹೈಡ್ರೋಜನ್ 4 ಹೈಡ್ರೋಜನ್ 4 ಎಲೆಕ್ಟ್ರಾನ್ಸ್ ಅನ್ನ ಈಸಿಯಾಗಿ ಕೊಟ್ಬಿಡುತ್ತೆ. ಓಕೆ, ಇಟ್ ವಿಲ್ ಮ್ಯಾನಿಪುಲೇಟ್, ಕಾರ್ಬನ್ ವಿಲ್ ಮ್ಯಾನಿಪುಲೇಟ್ the hydrogen to do that. Okay. Next comes what? Now, can you now, despite a molecule of a water showing the nature of the bonding between 1 oxygen atom and 2 hydrogen atoms, does the molecule have single bonds or double bonds? What would happen in the case of the diatomic molecule of a nitrogen? So ಈಗ ನಾವು ಆಕ್ಸಿಜನ್ ನೋಡಿದ್ವಿ, ಕಾರ್ಬನ್ ನೋಡಿದ್ವಿ, we saw about the Cl2 also. Cl2 ಇದೇ ತರ just ನೋಡ್ಕೋಬೇಕು ನೀವು ಹೇಗಾಗುತ್ತೆ ಅನ್ನೋದು. Now they have asked about the nitrogen, whether it is working with the nitrogen also or no. Okay, in nitrogen what is happening actually? Nitrogen has the atomic number of how much? 7. Okay, nitrogen is having atomic number of 7. What would be would be electronic configuration and its combining capacity in order to attain an octet. Now, it need to octet means what? 8 electrons are necessary, right? 8 electrons should be there. Now, in that, nitrogen is having 7 electrons. 1 electron is necessary for that, right? Now, how it will react? Concentrate. Now, in the nitrogen contributes 3 electrons, giving rise to the 3 shared pair of electrons. This is said to be contributing a triple bond. Means what? It is sharing 3 electrons. It's been sharing how much? 3 electrons. Concentrate here. 1, 2, 3. Right? 3 electrons are being shared in the dinitrogen. Means 2 nitrogens which are present here. There the 3 electrons has been shared. Means what? It has a triple bond. It has how much? Triple bond. Clear? Now, a molecule of ammonium has a formula of NH3. It has a formula of what? NH3. You can just concentrate here. Nitrogen, which is having 3 hydrogens. These hydrogens are actually giving the electrons to the nitrogen. It means what? Sharing of electrons are happening here. Clear? Now, can you draw the electron dot structure for this molecule, showing how all the 4 atoms achieve the noble gas configuration? Now, dot structure, how we should do it? Will the molecule, this is how the dot structure of the nitrogen it will be. Okay, this is how the electrons will be shared in between the 2 nitrogen atoms. Okay, there one pair of electrons will be present. Okay, clear? Done? Next. Now, let us now take a look at the methane, which is compound of a carbon. Methane is widely being used as a fuel and is being a major component of a biodegradable atom. Clear? So, here what happened? A molecule of ammonium has a formula of NH3. Okay, they have told. Now, let us consider with the help of a methane also. I think we have discussed about the methane also already. Like example, I will tell you here itself. Carbon which is having 4 hydrogens. Methane formula you people know, that is CH4. Right? So, this carbon which is having, this is having the 4 hydrogens which are present in it. So, this hydrogen is having 1 electron, this hydrogen is having 1 electron, same thing here also. And this carbon will have this all 4 electrons to be given to the carbon. Okay, all the 4 hydrogen electrons which are present, those electrons will be transferred to the carbon here. Clear? Very simple it is. In an easy way to understand what? Everyone wants to be a Ambani. Okay, ಎಲ್ಲರಿಗೂ ಅಂಬಾನಿ ತರ ಆಗೋದಿದೆ. They want to just finish their octet. Octet 8 ಇರಬೇಕಪ್ಪ. If the octet is 8, then I am very rich, I am very good, I have a lots of money. If in case we don't have a octet, they will try to go. Like example, we are working, we need a money, we are working right now, you people want to do the job, you people are learning. So, ನೀವೆಲ್ಲ ಎದಕ್ಕೆ ಕಲಿತಿದ್ದೀರಿ ಈಗ? ಮುಂದೆ ಯಾವುದಾದ್ರೂ ಹೋಗಿ ಜಾಬ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಕಂತ, ರೈಟ್? ಸೊ ದಿಸ್ ಇಸ್ ಅ ರಿಯಾಲಿಟಿ, ರೈಟ್? ಸೊ ನೀವು ಮುಂದೆ ಹೋಗಿ ಜಾಬ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಕಂತ ಈಗ ಕಲಿತಿದ್ದೀರಾ. ಸೇಮ್ ಅದೇ ತರ ಎಲೆಕ್ಟ್ರಾನ್ಸ್ ಅನ್ನು ಏನ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಿದೆ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಎಲ್ಲ ಎಲಿಮೆಂಟ್ಸ್ಗೆ ಸ್ಯಾಟಿಸ್ಫ್ಯಾಕ್ಷನ್ ಬೇಕಿದೆ, ಅವ್ರಿಗೂ ರೊಕ್ಕ ಬೇಕಿದೆ. ಅದ್ರ ಸಲಾಗಿ ಏನ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾರಂದ್ರೆ ನಮ್ಗೆಲ್ಲ ಯಾರ ಕಡೆ ಇದೆಲ್ಲ ಹೋಗಿ ಜಾಬ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾರಪ್ಪ. ಓಕೆ, ದೇ ವಿಲ್ ಟ್ರೈ ಟು ಗೋ ಅಂಡ್ ಅಟ್ಯಾಕ್ ದೇರ್, ಫ್ರಮ್ ದೇರ್ ದೇ ವಿಲ್ ಟೇಕ್ ಲಿಟಲ್ ಬಿಟ್ ಮನಿ, ಫ್ರಮ್ ದೇರ್ ದೇ ವಿಲ್ ಗೋ ದೇರ್, ಫ್ರಮ್ ದೇರ್ ದೇ ವಿಲ್ attack the money. So this is how the electrons are going on. Same like as usual how our life is going on. Okay, same ಅದೇ ತರ ಅದು, ಏನು ಕನ್ಫ್ಯೂಷನ್ ಇಲ್ಲ. ರಿಯಲ್ ಲೈಫ್ ಜೋಡೆ ಕಂಪೇರ್ ಮಾಡ್ಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ಸ್ಟಾರ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡಿ ಸೈನ್ಸ್ ಅನ್ನ, it will be very much clear to you people. Okay, it will be very much understanding also. Okay, chemistry bada easy ide if in case you people will refer to the real life. Okay, one second. Yes, so next comes the bonding in carbon. How the bonding is happening in between the carbon. Now you people learnt about the melting point. Melting point ಬಗ್ಗೆ ಕಲ್ತ್ರಿ, ಬಾಯ್ಲಿಂಗ್ ಪಾಯಿಂಟ್ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಏನಂತ ಕಲ್ತ್ರಿ, ಯಾಕಪ್ಪ ಕಾರ್ಬನ್ಗೆ ಯಾವ್ದ್ರ ಜೊತೆ ರಿಯಾಕ್ಟ್ ಆಗ್ತಿದೆ, ಯಾವ ಎಲಿಮೆಂಟ್ ಜೊತೆ ರಿಯಾಕ್ಟ್ ಆಗ್ತಿದೆ, ಅವಕ್ಕೆಲ್ಲ ಹೇಗಪ್ಪ ಫಾರ್ಮೇಶನ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಿದೆ ಅನ್ನೋದು ಅದನ್ನೆಲ್ಲಾನು ಕಲ್ತ್ರಿ. ರೈಟ್? Now what you need to do is bonding in carbon. What's happening in the bonding in the carbon? Now carbon atom has 4 electrons. Carbon atom is having a 4 electrons in its outermost shell. Okay, in the outermost shell it is having a 4 electrons. Now what you need to understand is carbon atom has a 4 electrons. It requires the 4 electrons to achieve the stable of 8 electrons. Okay, ಅದಕ್ಕೆ 8 electrons ಬೇಕಿದೆ. Like example 1, 2, 3, 4. Now this 8 electrons it will have, no, then it will be happy. Now this 8 electrons when it will get, when it will react with some elements. React with some elements. Clear? When it will react with some elements, that time only it's going to happen. Clear? Now, carbon atoms can achieve the inert gas electron arrangements only by sharing their electrons. Hence, carbon always forms the covalent bond. Carbon will always form what? Covalent bond. Now, this valency of the carbon is 4. Since one carbon requires 4 electrons, means what? Now, this carbon is actually needs the 4 electrons. It's going and reacting with someone to take that 4 electrons. Okay, to take that 4 electrons, it's going and trying to go and react with someone. Okay, adhe explain madidare. Means what? Valency of the carbon is 4. Since that one carbon requires 4 more electrons, it will go and react with someone. Clear? Now, the 4 valencies of the carbon are usually represented by drawing 4 short lines around the symbol of the carbon. Around the symbol of the carbon. Now, this carbon will be needs the 4 electrons when it will react. Like example, it will go and react with hydrogen, you think. Okay, it will go and react in with H4. So, this H4, 4 electrons will be given to the carbon and then carbon will be satisfied. Carbon will also become Ambani, right? So, this is how the work of the bonding of the carbon is happening. Okay. Hegappa bonding agutte? Nee nanage carbons and carbons kodutte. Carbons will give the bonding. Carbons will give the electrons. Sorry, hydrogens will give the electrons. ಈ ತರ hydrogens electrons ಕೊಡುತ್ತೆ. So that time what happens, this carbon will bond with hydrogen. This all is the bonding. Okay, this all things are called as a bonding between the hydrogen. Clear? Next, allotropes of the carbon. Now, what is the meaning of an allotropes of a carbon? Like, it's the babies of a carbon, we can tell it. Okay, so ಈಗ carbons ಇದೆ ಅಪ್ಪ. allotropes ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಏನು ಗೊತ್ತಾ? ಕಾರ್ಬನ್ ಜಾಸ್ತಿ ಇದೆ. ಲೈಕ್ ಎಕ್ಸಾಂಪಲ್, ನಿಮ್ಮ ಪೇರೆಂಟ್ಸ್ ಇದ್ದಾರೆ, ನಿಮ್ಮ ಪೇರೆಂಟ್ಸ್ಗೆ ಈಗ ಒಂದು 4 ಮಕ್ಕಳು ಇದಾರಪ್ಪ ತಿಳ್ಕೊಳ್ಳಿ. ಓಕೆ, ಆ 4 ಮಕ್ಕಳಲ್ಲಿ ಇಬ್ಬರು ಮಂದಿ ಸೇಮ್ ಪಪ್ಪ ತರ ಇರ್ತಾರೆ. ಮೀನ್ಸ್ ಐಸ್ ಆರ್ ಆಲ್ಸೋ ಸೇಮ್, ನೋಸ್ ಇಸ್ ಆಲ್ಸೋ ಸೇಮ್, ಮೌತ್, ಟೀತ್, ಎವ್ರಿಥಿಂಗ್ ಇಸ್ ಸೇಮ್, ಇವನ್ ದ ಹೈಟ್ ಇಸ್ ಸೇಮ್. ಸೊ ಅವೆಲ್ಲ ಏನಿದೆ, ಆ ಇಬ್ಬರು ಮಂದಿ ಏನಿದಾರಲ್ಲ ಅವರು ಸೇಮ್ ಪಪ್ಪ ತರ ಇರ್ತಾರೆ. ಓಕೆ, ಇನ್ನ ಇಬ್ಬರು ಮಂದಿ ಏನಿದಾರಲ್ಲ, ದೇ ಆರ್ ಆಕ್ಚುಲಿ ಲುಕಿಂಗ್ ಲೈಕ್ ಅ ಮದರ್. ಓಕೆ, ಮಮ್ಮಿ ತರ ಇರ್ತಾರೆ. Now, what is the differences here? What you need to understand in the allotropes is like how that parents which are there, they are also actually called as a carbon. Okay, parents ಏನಿದಾರಲ್ಲ carbon ಅಂತ consider ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಳ್ಳಿ. Okay, so ಯಾರ್ babies 4 allotropes ಏನಿದೆಯಲ್ಲ, 4 allotropes of that carbon which are there, some will look completely according to the mother, some will look according to the father. Okay, so this is how the allotropes of carbons are also going to work. We have almost 3 allotropes. In that, I think you people will be learning more about the diamond and the graphite more, because ಅದರ ಮೇಲೆ ಟಾಪಿಕ್ಸ್ ಮೇಲೆ ಕ್ವಶನ್ಸ್ ಜಾಸ್ತಿ ಕೇಳ್ತಾರೆ. ಓಕೆ, ಸೊ ಡೈಮಂಡ್ಸ್ ಮತ್ತೆ ಗ್ರಾಫೈಟ್ ಕ್ವಶನ್ಸ್ ಆ ಟಾಪಿಕ್ ಮೇಲೆ ಕ್ವಶನ್ಸ್ ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ಜಾಸ್ತಿ ಕೇಳ್ತಾರೆ. ಅದಕ್ಕಿಂತ ಎಕ್ಸಮೆಂಟ್ ಫ್ಲೋರೆನ್ಸ್ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ಕಡಿಮೆ ಕೇಳ್ತಾರೆ. ಓಕೆ, ಸೊ ನಾವು ಡೈಮಂಡ್ and the graphite which is present here, the various physical forms in which element can exist are called as allotropes of that element. So this various physical forms in which an element can exist, these are all called as allotropes of that element. Allotropes of that element. And the carbon has almost 3 allotropes. Carbon has almost 3 allotropes. Which are these 3? Diamond, graphite and the Buckminster fullerenes. So this we will learn it in detail. Okay, ಅದರ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ಡೀಟೇಲ್ ಆಗಿ ಅಂಡರ್ಸ್ಟ್ಯಾಂಡ್ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಳ್ಳೋಣ ಈಗ. Okay, let's start. So let's start with the graphite now. How actually the graphite structure is. Okay, this all whatever the black color structures which are present, no, this all carbons. Okay, well, carbon. See, just imagine in graphite how much the percentage of the carbon is. It means what? That person is so much similar that seeing that person will feel it like what? She is same like her mother. She is looking same like her mother. Nose is same, eyes is same, mouth is same, like that only it is also. Allotrope means what? It's just a baby of the carbon. Graphite may everything is having a carbon itself. Means what? Carbon percentage is more. Okay, that's how you can remember. Same with the diamond also. In diamond also the carbon content is more. Means what? The percentage of the carbon is more. Okay, that is going to be the diamond and the graphite. So this is how it works. Now in detail, diamond. In diamond, each carbon atom is bonded to 4 other carbon atoms. Okay, one carbon atom but 4 carbon atoms jude attach agirutte. Just imagine one carbon atom which is already strongest one. which is getting reacted with 4 more carbon atoms. Okay, ಆ carbon atom ಮತ್ತು 4 more carbon atoms ಜೊತೆ react ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. Clear? Then forming a 3-dimensional structure to form what? 3-dimensional structure. Clear? To form what? 3-dimensional structure. This is how the 3-dimensional structure looks. This is actually 3D structure, and this is how the 3-dimensional looks. It is going to look. This is one carbon and it's got reacted with 4 more carbon atoms. Clear? Next, the rigid structure of the diamond makes it very hard substances. So this rigid structure which is there, which will make a diamond very much strongest one. So how the combination, how the bonding between the carbon is there, and how the structures are there, and the bonding between those things is so strong. The rigid structure which is having that structure is only making the diamond very strongest one. Okay, so one story ಹೇಳ್ತೇನೆ. ಮೊದಲೇನೋ ನನಗೂ ಯಾರೋ ಸ್ಟೋರಿನೇ ಹೇಳಿದ್ದು. ಆ್ಯಕ್ಚುಲಿ ಏನಾಗಿತ್ತು ಅಂದರೆ ಮೊದಲು ಆ್ಯಕ್ಚುಲಿ ಕಾರ್ಬನ್ ಇದು ಡೈಮಂಡ್ ಏನಿದೆ ಅಲ್ಲ, ಡೈಮಂಡ್ ಭಾಳ ಸೊಯ್ಯುತ್ತಂತೆ. ಇಟ್ಸ್ ನಾಟ್ ಲೈಕ್ ನಾ ಹೌ ಇಟ್ಸ್ ಕಾಸ್ಟ್ಲಿನೋ ದಟ್ ಇಟ್ ವಾಸ್ ನಾಟ್ ಲೈಕ್ ದಟ್. ಓಕೆ, ಆ ಡೈಮಂಡು ಫುಲ್ ಬ್ರೇಕ್ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. ಆ ಡೈಮಂಡು ರಾಡ್ ಥರ ಯೂಸ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಿದ್ರು. ಓಕೆ, ರಾಡ್ ಥರ ಅದನ್ನು ಯೂಸ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಿದ್ರು. ಅಂದರೆ ಏನು, ಆ ಡೈಮಂಡ್ ರಾಡೇ ಇರುತ್ತಿತ್ತು, ಅದನ್ನು ತೊಗೊಂಡು ಬೇರೆ ಕಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಿದ್ರು, ಕಲ್ಲನ್ನು ಇಲ್ಲಾಂದರೆ ಯಾವುದಾದ್ರೂ ಒಂದು ಪ್ರಿಪರೇಷನ್ ಏನಾದರೂ ಒಂದು ಏನೋ ಮಾಡ್ತಿದ್ದಾರಪ್ಪ, ಅದನ್ನು ಡೈಮಂಡ್ ತೊಗೊಂಡು ಯೂಸ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಿದ್ರು. ಬಿಕಾಸ್ ಡೈಮಂಡ್ ವಾಸ್ ದಟ್ ಮಚ್ ಸ್ಟ್ರಾಂಗ್. Okay, diamond was that much strong, and according to that they were trying to do it. Just imagine. Okay, ನಾವು ಆ ಕಾಲದಲ್ಲಿ ಇದ್ವಿ ಅಂದರೆ ಇಷ್ಟೆಲ್ಲ ಡೈಮಂಡ್ ತೊಗೊಂಡು ಇಟ್ಕೊತಿದ್ವಲ್ಲ. ಸೊ that is what is happening. Okay, now it is a non-conductor of electricity since there are no free electrons in the diamond crystals. So there are no free electrons in the diamond crystals. Okay, no free electrons with what? In that diamond structure, diamond crystals, there were actually not present only. Any free electrons were only not present in it. Okay, next comes what? It can be synthesized by subjecting pure carbon to a very high pressure and temperature. To a very high pressure and a temperature. Clear? So how means what? If you are going to heat it with a very high temperature, okay, so it has one melting point. Okay, it has one melting point. Before that, whatever the temperature is, it's very high. Okay, easily diamond melt agalla. Easily diamond melt agalla. So only they say it is a legend, it is the very strongest one. Okay, it's very strongest one. Clear everyone with the carbon, diamond? So let's go with the graphite now. Okay, so let's learn about the graphite now. ಸೊ ಇವಾಗಿನ ತನಕ ನೀವು ಡೈಮಂಡ್ ಎಕ್ಸಾಂಪಲ್ ಭಾಳ ಕೇಳಿರಬೇಕು. ಓಕೆ, ನೀವು ಲೋ ಕ್ಲಾಸಸ್ನಲ್ಲಿ ಎಕ್ಸಾಂಪಲ್ಸ್ ಆಫ್ ಕಾರ್ಬನ್ ಮೀನ್ಸ್ ಡೈಮಂಡ್ ಅಂತ ಜಾಸ್ತಿ ಕೊಡ್ತಿದ್ರು, ಬಟ್ ಗ್ರಾಫೈಟ್ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ಕಡಿಮೆನೇ ಕಲ್ತಿರ್ತೀರ. ಸೊ ನಾವು ವಿಲ್ ಲರ್ನ್ ಮೋರ್ ಅಬೌಟ್ ದ ಗ್ರಾಫೈಟ್. ಓಕೆ, ಲೆಟ್ಸ್ ಸಿ ಅಬೌಟ್ ದ ಗ್ರಾಫೈಟ್ ನಾವು. ಇನ್ ಗ್ರಾಫೈಟ್ ಈಚ್ ಕಾರ್ಬನ್ ಆಟಮ್ ಇಸ್ ಆಕ್ಚುಲಿ ಬೀನ್ ಬಾಂಡೆಡ್ ಟು 3 other carbon atoms. It's been bonded to what? 3 other carbon atoms in the same plane. In the same plane, giving a hexagonal array. Okay, giving a hexagonal array. Now one of the bonds is a double bond, and thus the valency of the carbon is satisfied. So for that purpose what happens? Valency of that carbon is going to get satisfied. Clear? Now that graphite structure is formed by hexagonal arrays being placed in the layers one above the another. Now graphite is a smooth and slippery. So now how we learnt about the diamond is the strongest one, no? Same like that only, graphite is actually very smooth and it's very slippery from the hand also. So this is how the structures is layer by layer. Okay, it's actually layer by layer. So small layers will be there, you can't even see it through the naked eye sometimes. Okay, now it is a very good conductor of electricity due to the presence of the free electrons. So it has a free electrons, it's actually, so for that purpose it's a good conductor of electricity. It's a good conductor of electricity. Here, it's a good conductor of electricity. Why? Because it's actually having a presence of almost free electrons. Clear everyone? So this is how about the graphite view people need to understand. Next comes what? ಫ್ಲೂರೆಸೆನ್ಸ್. ನಾವು ವಾಟ್ ಇಸ್ ದ ಮೀನಿಂಗ್ ಆಫ್ ಫ್ಲೂರೆಸೆನ್ಸ್? ಭಾಳ ಮಂದಿ ಫ್ಲೂರೆಸೆನ್ಸ್ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ಭಾಳ ಕಡಿಮೆ ಕಲ್ತಿರ್ತಾರೆ. ಓಕೆ, ಸೊ ಟುಡೇ ವಿಲ್ ಲರ್ನ್ ಇನ್ ಡೀಟೇಲ್ ಅಬೌಟ್ ದ ಫ್ಲೂರೆಸೆನ್ಸ್, ಮೀನ್ಸ್ ಹೌ ಮಚ್ ಯು ಪೀಪಲ್ ನೀಡ್ ಟು ನೋ. ಓಕೆ, ಸೊ ದಿಸ್ ಇಸ್ ಹೌ ದ ಸ್ಟ್ರಕ್ಚರ್. ಸೊ ದಿಸ್ ಸ್ಟ್ರಕ್ಚರ್ ಯು ಮೈಟ್ ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ಸೀನ್ ಇಟ್ ಇನ್ ಟಿವಿ. ಓಕೆ, ಟಿವಿನಲ್ಲಿ ಯಾವ್ದಾದ್ರು ಒಂದು ಕೆಮಿಕಲ್ಸ್ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ಮಾತಾಡ್ತಿರ್ತಾರೆ, ಇಲ್ಲಾಂದ್ರೆ ಯಾವುದೋ ಮೊಬೈಲ್ನಲ್ಲಿ ನೋಡಿರಬೇಕು, ಯಾವುದಾದ್ರು ರೀಲ್ಸ್ನಲ್ಲಿ ನೋಡಿರಬೇಕು. ಸೊ ಈ ಥರ ನೀವು ನೋಡಿರಬೇಕು ಸ್ಟ್ರಕ್ಚರನ್ನು. ಬಟ್ ಆ್ಯಕ್ಚುಲಿ ದಿಸ್ ಸ್ಟ್ರಕ್ಚರ್ ಇಸ್ ಕಾಲ್ಡ್ ಆಸ್ ವಾಟ್? Fluorescence. Okay, now it is an allotrope of a carbon containing clusters of 60 carbon atoms. Okay, it is contains what? 60 carbon atoms joined together to form a spherical molecules. To join a spherical molecules. Clear? Spherical molecules. Now there are almost 60 carbon atoms in the molecules. They are having how much? 60 carbon atoms in the molecule of Buckminster's. So its formula is C60. So its actually formula is going to be what? C60. Now this allotrope was actually named with the Buckminster fluorescence after the American ancestor, that is Buckminster Fuller, was being introduced this fluorescence. Okay, if fluorescence was actually introduced by that person for that purpose according to his name. But ಮೊದಲು ಬರೀ ಫ್ಲೂರೆನ್ಸ್ ಅಂತ ಕರಿತಿದ್ರು, ಬಟ್ ಆಕ್ಚುಲಿ ಆ ಸೈಂಟಿಸ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡಿದಲ್ಲ ಅದ್ರ ಸಲುವಾಗಿ ಸೈಂಟಿಸ್ಟ್ ಹೆಸರಲ್ಲಿ ಇಟ್ಟಿದ್ರು. ದ್ಯಾಟ್ ಇಸ್ ಆಕ್ಚುಲಿ ಕಾಲ್ಡ್ ಎಸ್ ಬಕ್ಮಿನ್ಸ್ಟರ್ Fuller. Okay, so that is how the name of the scientist has been come by, because he helped us to introduce it, he helped us to understand about it. Okay, for that purpose they have kept on his the name. Clear? So you need to remember about the fluorescence. What? Allotrope of a carbon means what? It is a baby of a carbon. Okay, and the clusters of the 60 carbon atoms will be present. There will be these are the all clusters which are present. They will be almost how much? 60. Yeshtaratappa 60. Okay, 60 clusters of carbon will be present, and it is actually a spherical molecule. It is how the spherical molecule, not a round, it's called as a spherical. Spherical is a different word and a round is a different word. Okay, don't compare both the things. This is actually a spherical structure of a fluorescence. Okay, next what you need to remember, and there are almost 60 carbon atoms of a molecule, that is also called as black fluorescence. So its also formula is going to be what? C60. So ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ಫಾರ್ಮುಲಾ ಇಟ್ಟಿದ್ದಾರೆ C60 ಅಂತ ಇಟ್ಟಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ಕ್ಲಿಯರಾ? ಸೊ ಇದರ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ಇಷ್ಟು ನೆನಪಿಟ್ಕೊಳ್ಳಿ ಆಯ್ತಾ? ಅಂಡರ್ಸ್ಟುಡ್ ಎವ್ರಿವನ್? Try to recall all the things, then only you can remember them. Clear? Now next thing what we are going to learn is about, now you understood about the allotropes, right? Now we'll go with the versatile nature of the carbon. Now what is the versatile nature of the carbon means what? We will be learning about the cationization, we will be learning about the branched chain carbon atoms and the closed change carbon atoms. Okay, means what? versatile nature of the carbon ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಏನು? ಕಾರ್ಬನ್ ಯಾವ ತರ ನಿಮಗೆ ಕಾಣಬಹುದು. ಓಕೆ, ಯಾವ ತರ ನಿಮಗೆ ಕಾಣಬಹುದು ಅನ್ನೋದು ಅಂಡರ್ಸ್ಟ್ಯಾಂಡ್ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಳ್ಳೋಣ. ಓಕೆ, now the carbon, the two characteristic property of the element carbon which leads to the formation of very large number of organic compounds. So this is actually going to be what? Very large number of organic compounds. Now first one is what? Cationization. So in this cationization, the property of the element carbon due to which its atoms can join one another to form a long carbon chains. To form what? Long carbon chains. Means what? They are trying. Means what? It wants to be the normal carbon atom. Okay, ಎಲ್ಲ ಕಡೆ carbon atom ಇರಬೇಕು straight chain ನಲ್ಲಿ. Okay, straight chain ನಲ್ಲಿ. Now we will learn that straight chain, branched chain, and this all things we will learn. But first try to understand about this definition of the cationization. Okay, ಅದರ ಬಗ್ಗೆನೂ ಬಹಳ ಸಲ ಕ್ವಶನ್ಸ್ ಕೇಳ್ತಾರೆ. Okay, so now the property of the elements of the carbon due to which its atoms can join one another, its atoms can be joined completely to the one another along carbon chains are going to be what? Cationization. Clear? Now this types of chain where the straight chain is the first one, branched chain and the closed or ring chains. First one is going to be the straight chain of carbon atom. That's going to be the 4 carbon atoms which are present, and here the hydrogens will be attached to it. Means what? Hydrogens are giving the electrons to them so that they will get satisfied, right? So that is very important to understand. Then next comes what? The branched chains. Okay, next comes what? Branched chain of carbon atoms. Here what? Straight chain ಇದೆ, 3 carbon atoms ಇದೆ. ಆ ಕಾರ್ಬನ್ಗೆ ಇನ್ನೊಂದು ಕಾರ್ಬನ್ ಅಟ್ಯಾಚ್ ಆಗಿದೆ, ಆ ಕಾರ್ಬನ್ಗೆ ಇನ್ನೊಂದು ಕಾರ್ಬನ್ ಅಟ್ಯಾಚ್ ಆಗಿದೆ. ಇಟ್ ಮೀನ್ಸ್ ವಾಟ್, ಇದು ಬ್ರಾಂಚ್ ಚೈನ್. ಒಂದು ಕಾರ್ಬನ್ ಯಾವ್ದು ಇಲ್ಲ ಅಥವಾ ಇಲ್ಲ ಆಯ್ತು, ಏನು ಪ್ರಾಬ್ಲಮ್ ಇಲ್ಲ, ಜಸ್ಟ್ ಬ್ರಾಂಚ್ ಫಾರ್ಮ್ ಆಗಿದೆ. ದೋಸ್ ಆಲ್ ಆರ್ ಗೋಯಿಂಗ್ ಟು ಬಿ ಇನ್ಕ್ಲೂಡೆಡ್ ಇನ್ ದ branched chain carbon atoms. Clear? Next comes what? Closed or ring chain of carbon atoms. So closed chain ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಏನು, ಎಲ್ಲೂ ಓಪನ್ ಇರಲ್ಲ. ಓಕೆ, ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಓಪನ್ ಇದೆ, this is open structure, right? But here there is no open structure present. Okay, there is no open structure present. The carbon atoms will be in the closed ring like structure. Okay, in the form of a closed ring like structure. Now here what happens, almost 6 carbons are present. This is a 6 carbon closed chain reaction. Okay, but if in case if it is having only the 5 carbon atoms, okay, if in case it is having a 5 carbon atom, just like the carbon will be there same way, carbon 3 will be there, and carbon. So this is how the carbon atom will be. Clear? This is how the carbon atom will be. Then everyone, how the carbon atom will be, this carbon atom which is present, they will be having with the reacted up with the 4 more carbon atoms. It means what, it is actually having what, how many electrons, 5 electrons are present, 5 carbons are present here, and it's been in the closed structure. It's been in the closed structure. That is what you people need to remember about the branched chain and about the closed chain reaction. Then next comes what, 1 second, yeah. Next comes the tetravalency. What is the meaning of a tetravalency? Means what, now we learnt about the catenization. Second characteristics property is what, tetravalency. Now here the carbon has a valency of 4, so it is actually capable of bonding with the 4 more other atoms of a carbon or atoms of some other monovalent element. Monovalent element means what, which has a single electron. Okay, which has a single electrons, that is all called as monovalent, right? So now it is actually what's happening is, ಈಗ ಕಾರ್ಬನ್ ಸಿಂಗಲ್ ಜೊತೆನೂ ರಿಯಾಕ್ಟ್ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. ಲೈಕ್ ಹೈಡ್ರೋಜನ್ ಜೊತೆ ಎಕ್ಸಾಂಪಲ್ ಕೊಟ್ವಿ ನಾವು, ರೈಟ್? ದಟ್ ಇಸ್ ಅ ಸಿಂಗಲ್ ಎಲೆಕ್ಟ್ರಾನ್. ಹೈಡ್ರೋಜನ್ ಇಸ್ ಹ್ಯಾವಿಂಗ್ ಓನ್ಲಿ 1 ಎಲೆಕ್ಟ್ರಾನ್ ಇನ್ ಪ್ರೆಸೆಂಟ್ ಇನ್ ಇಟ್, ರೈಟ್? ಸೊ ಅದ್ರ ಜೊತೆನೂ ರಿಯಾಕ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡುತ್ತೆ. Done. Now compounds of the carbon are formed with the oxygen, nitrogen, hydrogen, sulfur, chlorine and many other elements giving rise to the compounds. That's what I told you, it might react with the oxygen also, nitrogen also, most probably best friend is hydrogen only, and sulfur. Okay, so these are the elements. Not only these elements, it will react with other elements also, but most ಬಾಳ ಯಾವ್ದ್ರ ಜೊತೆ ರಿಯಾಕ್ಟ್ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ, ಇತರ ಜೊತೆ. ಆಯ್ತಾ? ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್, giving rise to the compounds with the specific properties which depends on the elements other than the carbon present in the molecule. Other than the carbon which is present in the molecule. Then next comes what? Classification of hydrocarbons. Classification of hydrocarbons. In this, saturated hydrocarbons in which the carbon atoms are connected by only single compounds or simple bonds. Okay, the carbon atoms which are bonded up with the single ಬಾಂಡ್. ಓಕೆ, ಯಾವ್ದ್ರ ನಡುವೆ ಬರ ಸಿಂಗಲ್ ಬಾಂಡ್ ಇದೆಯಪ್ಪ, ಕಾರ್ಬನ್ ನಡುವೆ ಸಿಂಗಲ್ ಬಾಂಡ್ ಯಾವ್ದಿದೆಯಲ್ಲ ಅವಕ್ಕೆಲ್ಲ ಸ್ಯಾಚುರೇಟೆಡ್ ಹೈಡ್ರೋಕಾರ್ಬನ್ಸ್ ಅಂತ ಕರೀತಾರೆ. ಡನ್. ಇಷ್ಟೇ ನೆನ್ಪಿಟ್ಕೊಳ್ಳೋದು. ಇದರಿಂದ ನೀವು ಕಾನ್ಸೆಪ್ಟ್ಸ್ ಅನ್ನ ಡ್ರ್ಯಾಗ್ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಂಡು ಪಾಯಿಂಟ್ಸ್ ಅನ್ನ ಬರೀಬಹುದು. ಆಯ್ತಾ? ಸೊ ಓನ್ಲಿ ಯು ನೀಡ್ ಟು ಯೂಸ್ ಯುವರ್ ಟ್ರಿಕ್ಸ್. When you use your tricks, that time only it will be easy to understand. Okay. Now, saturated hydrocarbons, the hydrocarbons in which the carbon atoms are connected by only single bonds are called as saturated hydrocarbons. Are going to be what? Saturated hydrocarbons. Now, that saturated hydrocarbons are going to be what? Called as alkanes. It's called as what? Alkanes. Done. Now general formula of this alkanes is CnH2n plus 2. CnH2n plus 2. This is very important. Okay, this is going to be the very important. Idan ಎಷ್ಟು ನೆನಪಿಟ್ಕೋತಾರೆ ಅಷ್ಟು ನಿಮಗೆ ಈಸಿ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. Then how much you people will remember, if in case you have a n value has 4, just put it here, n value has 4. 2 into 4 plus 2. How much it will be? 4 2 is 8. 8 plus 2 is going to be 10. It means what? The formula is going to be what? C4H10. This is how you need to find the things. Means general formula ಕೊಟ್ಟಿರ್ತಾರೆ, ಎಷ್ಟಪ್ಪ n value ಅಂತ ಕೊಟ್ಟರೆ you people can find the compound. Okay, compound find ಮಾಡ್ಕೋಬಹುದು, compound name ಅನ್ನು find ಮಾಡ್ಕೋಬಹುದು. ಆಯ್ತಾ? Easy, right? Now, general formula of alkanes is going to be CnH2n plus 2, where N is going to be the number of carbon atoms. N is going to be the number of carbon atoms, and methane and ethane are going to be the saturated hydrocarbons, which contain only carbon-carbon single bonds, which will have only what? Carbon-carbon single bonds. Clear? This much if you remember, it's more than easy. Clear? So carbon carbon single bonds ಯಾವ್ಯಾವ ಇರುತ್ತೆ, ಯಾವಾಗ single bonds ಇರುತ್ತೆ ಅವುಗೆಲ್ಲ saturated compounds ಅಂತ ಕರೀತಾರೆ. Now they have given some examples also. Let's go through the examples. First example comes as methane. Okay, methane ಮತ್ತೆ ethane ಎರಡು ತುರ್ದು ಕೊಟ್ಟಿದ್ದಾರೆ. Let's understand it properly. Okay, in a proper way let us understand it. Okay, first is about the methane. You can just check it out. Carbon which was present here, it's been attached. You know already the formula, that is going to be the CH4. So carbon is present here, hydrogens are present which got attached here. Right, 4 hydrogens are got attached here. Done. So this electron dot structure, how it's going to be? The electron dot structure ಹೇಗೆ ಫೈಂಡ್ ಮಾಡ್ಕೋಬಹುದು? ಯಾವಾಗ ನಮಗೆ ಗೊತ್ತಾಗುತ್ತೆ ಹೈಡ್ರೋಜನ್ ಎಷ್ಟು ಎಲೆಕ್ಟ್ರಾನ್ಸ್ ಕೊಡ್ತಿದೆ ಅಪ್ಪ ಕಾರ್ಬನ್ಗೆ. How in that way we will have a understanding. In that way we should draw the electron dot structure. Clear? So here the carbon which is present, hydrogens we have drawn it at the 4 sides, as we know that there are 4 hydrogens. Hydrogens are 4 and carbon is 1. Done. Now carbon is present here. The hydrogens which is present, this is giving all 1 electron to it. Okay, one electron adike kodtide. This is how the dot structure of the carbon you people can draw it. Okay, 1 pair of electron has been transferred to the carbon in the methane. Done. Now comes the ethane. Okay, now comes the ethane. In electron dot structure of ethane, how the ethane will be done? 2 carbons will be present in it. 2 carbons will be present. How many hydrogens are present? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 hydrogens are present. Done. Now you need to first learn to how to draw the structure. Then we have drew the structure now. 1, 2 carbons are present in it and the hydrogens are surrounded to it. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and 6. Done. 6 hydrogens are present. This both the carbons which are present, they all will give 1 electron to it. Okay, yella ಒಂದೊಂದು electron ಕೊಡುತ್ತೆ. Done. Then it will become happy. Happy ಆಗಿಬಿಡುತ್ತೆ ಅದು. Happy ಆಗೋದಕ್ಕೆ when it will become happy, ಯಾವಾಗ ನಮಗೆ ಎಲೆಕ್ಟ್ರಾನ್ ಸಿಗ್ತಿದೆ. ಈಗ ನಮಗೆ ಸ್ಯಾಲರಿ ಬಂದ ತಕ್ಷಣ ಹ್ಯಾಪಿ ಆಗ್ತೇವಲ್ಲ, ಯು ಪೀಪಲ್ ವಿಲ್ ಗೆಟ್ ವೆರಿ ಗುಡ್ ಮಾರ್ಕ್ಸ್ ಇನ್ ಯುವರ್ ಇಂಟರ್ನಲ್ಸ್. ಇಲ್ಲಾಂದರೆ ಯಾವುದಾದ್ರೂ ಒಂದು ಟೆಸ್ಟ್ ಇದ್ರಪ್ಪ, ಸರ್ಪ್ರೈಸ್ ಟೆಸ್ಟ್, ಅದ್ರಲ್ಲಿ ಚಲೋ ಮಾರ್ಕ್ಸ್ ಬಿದ್ವಿ ಎಲ್ಲರಿಗಿಂತ, ಅವಾಗ ನಿಮಗೆ ಖುಷಿ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. ರೈಟ್, ಅದೇ ಥರ. ಡನ್ ಎವ್ರಿವನ್? ಎಸ್. ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ unsaturated hydrocarbons. ಈಗ saturated hydrocarbons ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಏನು ನೆನಪಿಟ್ಕೊಂಡ್ರಿ? Saturated means single bond in between the elements. Okay, ಎರಡು ಎಲಿಮೆಂಟ್ ನಡುವು ಸಿಂಗಲ್ ಬಾಂಡ್ಸ್ ಇದ್ರೆ ಮೀನ್ಸ್ ಎಕ್ಸಾಂಪಲ್ ಕಾರ್ಬನ್ ನಡುವು. ಓಕೆ, ಲೈಕ್ ಎಕ್ಸಾಂಪಲ್ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ನೋಡಿ ಸಿಂಗಲ್ ಬಾಂಡ್ಸ್ ಇದೆಯಲ್ಲ, ಇವೆಲ್ಲ ಸಿಂಗಲ್ ಬಾಂಡ್ಸ್ ಇದೆಯಲ್ಲ, ಅವಕ್ಕೆಲ್ಲ ಸ್ಯಾಚುರೇಟೆಡ್ ಹೈಡ್ರೋಕಾರ್ಬನ್ಸ್ ಅಂತ ಕರೀತಾರೆ. ದೆನ್ ನಾವು ವಾಟ್ ಹ್ಯಾಪನ್ಸ್ ವಿತ್ ದ ಅನ್ಸ್ಯಾಚುರೇಟೆಡ್ ಹೈಡ್ರೋಕಾರ್ಬನ್ಸ್? ಸೊ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಏನಾಗುತ್ತಂದ್ರೆ ಹೈಡ್ರೋಜನ್ಸ್ ಇನ್ ವಿಚ್ 2 carbon atoms, 2 carbon atoms ಏನಿದೆ ಅಲ್ಲ, this 2 hydrocarbons which carbon atoms which are present are connected by a double or triple bond. Okay, they are actually connected by a double or a triple bond. Means what? Carbon which is connected in the form of a double bond, carbon which is connected in the form of a triple bond with the other element. Those all are going to be the unsaturated hydrocarbons. It means what? Very simple to remember. First thing is you need to remember about the general equation. What is the general equation of carbon compound to form? That is CnH2n plus 1. Right? This much plus 2. Okay, that much you remembered. Done. Next thing you remember about the saturated hydrocarbons, where the saturated hydrocarbons with what? Single bond in between the 2 elements. Okay, single bond between the 2 elements. Now next comes with the unsaturated hydrocarbons, where double bond and a triple bond, all those will be included in the unsaturated hydrocarbons. Okay, hydrocarbons in which the 2 carbon atoms are connected by a double or a triple bond are called as unsaturated hydrocarbons, and unsaturated hydrocarbons are of two types. These are having of a two types. First one is alkenes and next one is alkynes. Okay. Now what is the meaning of an alkenes and what is the meaning of an alkynes? Now this is a basic thing which you people need to learn about the alkynes and the alkynes. Okay, alkenes. Okay. ಯಾಕಪ್ಪ ಅದನ್ನ ಕಲಿಬೇಕಂದ್ರೆ ಮುಂದೆ ನಿಮಗೆ ಬಹಳ ಯೂಸ್ಫುಲ್ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. ಅಲ್ಕೈನ್ಸ್ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಏನು, ಅಲ್ಕೈನ್ಸ್ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಏನು. ಓಕೆ, ಲೆಟ್ ಲರ್ನ್ ಇನ್ ದ ಡೀಟೇಲ್. ಬಟ್ ಈಸಿಯಾಗಿ ಹೇಳ್ಕೊಡ್ತೇನೆ ನಿಮಗೆ, ಸೊ ದಟ್ ಇಟ್ ವಿಲ್ ಅಂಡರ್ಸ್ಟ್ಯಾಂಡ್. ಓಕೆ, ಭಾಳ ದಿನ ನೆನಪಿಟ್ಟು ಹೊಳಿಯೋಂಗೆ ಹೇಳ್ಕೊಡ್ತಾನೆ, ಆಯ್ತಾ. ಸೊ ನಾವು ಅನ್ಸ್ಯಾಚುರೇಟೆಡ್ ಅಂಡ್ ಅನ್ಸ್ಯಾಚುರೇಟೆಡ್ ಹೈಡ್ರೋಕಾರ್ಬನ್ಸ್ ಇನ್ ವಿಚ್ two carbon atoms are connected by a double bond. Okay, if in case alkenes, ENES, okay, alkenes ಇದ್ರೆ ಇದಿದ್ರೆ ಅಲ್ಕೀನ್ಸ್ ಇದ್ರೆ ಏನ್ ಡಬಲ್ ಬಾಂಡ್ ಅಂತ ನೆನಪಿಟ್ಕೊಳ್ಳಿ. ಅಂಡರ್ಸ್ಟೂಡ್? ಡಬಲ್ ಬಾಂಡ್ ಅಂತ ನೆನಪಿಟ್ಕೊಳ್ಳಿ. And unsaturated hydrocarbons in which two carbon atoms are connected by a double bond is called as a alkene. Now alkenes contain C double bond C group and general formula is going to be what? CnH2n. CnH2n. Now what you people need to remember here? Okay, what you people need to remember here means what? If in case, okay, alkenes, okay, ಅಲ್ಕಿನ್ಸ್ ಅಂತೂ ಗೊತ್ತಾಯ್ತು ನಮಗೆ. ಓಕೆ, ಅಲ್ಕಿನ್ಸ್ ಅಂತೂ ಗೊತ್ತಾಯ್ತು. ವೇಟ್, ಅಲ್ಕೇನ್ಸ್ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಏನಂತ ಬರ್ಕೊಂಡ್ಬಿಡೋಣ. ಓಕೆ, CH, one second, CnH2n plus 2. Done. That is for alkenes. Alkenes ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಏನು ಬರುತ್ತೆ? CnH2n plus 1. Done. Plus 1. Plus 1 ಇದೆಯಲ್ಲ, plus 1. Okay, okay, oh, plus 1 ಇದಕ್ಕೆ ಬರಲ್ಲ. One second guys, we got confused here. Then like this you can write it separately also. Okay, let's learn about the alkynes also, then you'll have idea. Next comes what? Yes, one second, we'll finish up with this, then I'll tell you people about that. Okay, now alkynes are an unsaturated hydrocarbon in which the two carbon atoms are connected by a triple bond is called as alkenes. Means what? Alkynes means what? Triple bond. Okay, triple bond. Now what will be its general equation? Now general equation of that alkyne is, alkyne contains the triple bond and the general equation is going to be the CnH2n minus 1. Okay, when n is going to act like a number of the electrons, Done. So this is, you should remember it. ಸೊ ಇದನ್ನಷ್ಟು ನೆನಪಿಟ್ಕೊಂಡ್ಬಿಟ್ರೆ ಸಾಕು. ಓಕೆ, ವೆರಿ ವೆರಿ ಇಂಪಾರ್ಟೆಂಟ್. ಓಕೆ, ಬಹಳ ಇಂಪಾರ್ಟೆಂಟ್ ಅದು. ನಾನು ನಿಮಗೆ ಈಸಿಯಾಗಿ ಹೇಳ್ಕೊಡ್ತಿದ್ದೇನೆ. ಅಲ್ಕೇನ್ಸ್ ಅಂದರೆ ಏನು, ಅಲ್ಕೀನ್ಸ್ ಅಂದರೆ ಏನು, ಅಲ್ಕೈನ್ಸ್ ಅಂದರೆ ಏನು. ಓಕೆ, ಸೊ ಈ ಮೂರು ಥರದ್ದು ಜನರಲ್ ಇಕ್ವೇಷನ್ಸ್ ಅನ್ನು ನೆನಪಿಟ್ಕೊಂಡ್ಬಿಟ್ರೆ ಈಸಿಯಾಗಿ ಯಾವುದಾದ್ರೂ ಎನ್ ಕೊಡಲಿ, ವಾಟ್ ಎವರ್ ದ ವ್ಯಾಲ್ಯೂ ವಿಲ್ ಬಿ ಎನ್, ಜಸ್ಟ್ ಸಬ್ಸ್ಟಿಟ್ಯೂಟ್ ಇಟ್ ಇನ್ ದ ಎನ್ ವ್ಯಾಲ್ಯೂ. ರೈಟ್, ವಾಟ್ ಇಸ್ ಎನ್ ಹಿಯರ್? ಎನ್ ಇಸ್ ವಾಟ್? ನಂಬರ್ ಆಫ್ electrons. N is going to be what? Number of electrons. Done. N is going to be the number of electrons. How much is there? That much depends on that. You are going to substitute it here. Done. Next comes what? This. The formula and the structure of the saturated compounds of the carbon and the hydrogen. Okay. ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ examples ಕೊಟ್ಟಿದ್ದಾರೆ. Saturated hydrocarbons. Now, which are the saturated hydrocarbons? Saturated hydrocarbons are those which are going to be single bonded. ಯಾವ saturated compounds ಗೆ single bonds ಇರುತ್ತಲ್ಲ ಅವಕ್ಕೆಲ್ಲ saturated family ಅಂತ ಕರೀತಾರೆ. Right? Now, let us see with the examples. This is from your textbook. Okay. ಇದು ನಿಮ್ಮ textbook examples. ಯಾಕೆ textbook examples ತಗೊಂಡೆ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ನಮಗೆ ಈಸಿ ಆಗಬೇಕಲ್ಲ ಅಂಡರ್ಸ್ಟ್ಯಾಂಡ್ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಳ್ಳಿಕ್ಕೆ. ರೈಟ್, ಮ್ಯಾಮ್ ಏನು ಹೇಳ್ಕೊಂತ ಹೋಗ್ತಿದ್ದಾರೆ ಬೇರೆ ಎಲ್ಲಿಂದೋ ಅಂತ ತಿಳ್ಕೊಬಾರ್ದಲ್ಲ ನೀವು. ಇವೆಲ್ಲ ಟೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ ಬುಕ್ದೇನೆ, ಜಸ್ಟ್ ನಾ ಈಸಿಯಾಗಿ ನಿಮಗೆ ಪಾಯಿಂಟ್ಸ್ ವೈಸ್ ಕೊಟ್ಟಿದ್ದೇನೆ. ಜಸ್ಟ್ ರೆಫರ್ ದ ನೋಟ್ಸ್, ಇಟ್ ವಿಲ್ ಬಿ ರಿಯಲಿ ಬಿ ಈಸಿ ಟು ಯು. ಓಕೆ, let's start with the first one, that is going to be the methane, that is CH4. Okay, methane CH4, it's all, that is all connected to what? 1 2 3 4. right? All are single bonds. All are going to be the single bonds. Ethane, that is C2H6. Okay, it's going to be what? C2H6. C2, ಎರಡು carbon, ಇಲ್ಲಿ ನೋಡಿ. Two carbons are bonded up with the single bond. With the single bond. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Done. These are the hydrogens. Done. Now comes the propane. Propane, that is going to be the C3H6. C3H6. This is 3 carbons. Again, it is being connected to the hydrogens. Done. So this is how the propane is gonna work. Next comes what? Butane. Butane is called as what? C4H10. It's going to be what? C4H10. Again, 4 carbons are present. All are having a single bonded electrons. Why? Because it's single bond electrons are called as what? Saturated hydrocarbons. And we are learning the examples of the saturated hydrocarbons. Okay. Now these are the few examples which they have given it. Like example, pentane. Pent means 5. Okay. Pent means you remember it as a 5 itself. Hexane means 6. That is going to be the C6H12. Okay. So once you will have an idea about how many carbons are present, no, easily you will have an idea about how many hydrogens are also been connected to it. Okay. ಎಷ್ಟಪ್ಪ ಕಾರ್ಬನ್ಸ್ ಇದೆ ಅದರ ಪ್ರಕಾರನೇ ಹೈಡ್ರೋಜನ್ಸ್ ಕನೆಕ್ಟ್ ಆಗಿರುತ್ತೆ. ಕ್ಲಿಯರಾ? ಸೊ ಇದನ್ನೆಷ್ಟು ನೆನಪಿಟ್ಕೊಂಡ್ಬಿಟ್ರೆ ನಿಮಗೆ ಸ್ಯಾಚುರೇಟೆಡ್ ಹೈಡ್ರೋಕಾರ್ಬನ್ಸ್ ಈಸಿಯಾಗಿ ಅಂಡರ್ಸ್ಟ್ಯಾಂಡ್ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. ನಾವು ಹೌ ಯು ಆರ್ ಗೋಯಿಂಗ್ ಟು ಅಂಡರ್ಸ್ಟ್ಯಾಂಡ್ ವೆದರ್ ಇಟ್ ಇಸ್ ಸ್ಯಾಚುರೇಟೆಡ್ ಆರ್ ನೋ? ವಿತ್ ದ ಹೆಲ್ಪ್ ಆಫ್ ದ ಜನರಲ್ ಇಕ್ವೇಷನ್ಸ್ which I have taught you people just now. ಓಕೆ, ಈಗ ಜಸ್ಟ್ ಕಲ್ಸ್ಕೊಟ್ಟೆ ನಿಮಗೆ ಜನರಲ್ ಇಕ್ವೇಷನ್ಸ್ ಅನ್ನ. ಎಷ್ಟಪ್ಪ ಎನ್ ವ್ಯಾಲ್ಯೂ ಇದೆ ಅದರ ಮೇಲೆ ಡಿಪೆಂಡ್ ಆಗಿ ನೀವು ಜನರಲ್ ಫಾರ್ಮುಲಾನ್ ಬರ್ಕೋಬಹುದು. ಲೈಕ್ ಎಕ್ಸಾಂಪಲ್ ಇದನ್ನ ಫಾರ್ಮುಲಾನ ಬರ್ಕೋಬಹುದು. ಆಮೇಲೆ ಅದರ ಪ್ರಕಾರ ನೀವು ಸ್ಟ್ರಕ್ಚರ್ಸ್ ಅನ್ನ ತೆಗಿಬಹುದು. ಅದರ ಪ್ರಕಾರ ನಮ್ಗೆ ಗೊತ್ತಾಗುತ್ತೆ ವೆದರ್ ಇಟ್ ಇಸ್ ಗೋಯಿಂಗ್ ಟು ಬಿ ದ ಸಿಂಗಲ್ ಬಾಂಡ್, ವೆದರ್ ಇಟ್ ಇಸ್ ಗೋಯಿಂಗ್ ಟು ಬಿ ದ ಡಬಲ್ ಬಾಂಡ್. ಡನ್. Next comes, but let us take the another look at the butane. If we make the carbon skeleton with 4 carbon atoms, we see that 2 different possibilities are present. That's what I told you people. Now saturated means what? Single bond electrons, right? But structure ಹೇಗೆ form ಆಗುತ್ತಪ್ಪ? Whether it is going to be the straight structure, whether it is going to be the branched structure, whether it is going to be the different form of a structure or a closer structure, ಅವನ್ನೆಲ್ಲಾನು ಅಂಡರ್ಸ್ಟ್ಯಾಂಡ್ ಮಾಡ್ಕೋಬೇಕಲ್ಲ. ಈಗ ಜಸ್ಟ್ ಹೇಗಪ್ಪ ಸ್ಟ್ರೇಟ್ ಚೈನ್ ಸ್ಟ್ರಕ್ಚರು, ಬ್ರಾಂಚ್ ಸ್ಟ್ರಕ್ಚರು, ಸೈಕ್ಲಿಕ್ ಸ್ಟ್ರಕ್ಚರ್ ಇರುತ್ತೆ ಅಂತ ಗೊತ್ತಾಯ್ತು. ಬಟ್ ನಿಮ್ಮ ಟೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ ಬುಕ್ ನಲ್ಲಿ ಯಾವ ತರ ಐಡಿಯಾಸ್ ಕೊಟ್ಟಿದ್ದಾರೆ ಮತ್ತೆ ಎಕ್ಸಾಂಪಲ್ಸ್ ಹೇಗೆ ಕೊಟ್ಟಿದ್ದಾರೆ ಅನ್ನೋದು ನೋಡಿ. ಓಕೆ, ಇದು ಸ್ಟ್ರೇಟ್ ಚೈನ್ ಸ್ಟ್ರಕ್ಚರ್ ಬಿಕಾಸ್ ದ ಕಾರ್ಬನ್ಸ್ ಆರ್ ಅಟ್ಯಾಚ್ಡ್ ಅಟ್ ದ ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ ಟು ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್. ಮೀನ್ಸ್ ವಾಟ್? ಮೈ ನೇಬರ್ಸ್, ಮೈ ಸ್ಟ್ರೇಟ್ ನೇಬರ್ಸ್ ಹೂ ಆರ್ ಪ್ರೆಸೆಂಟ್, ದೇ ಆರ್ ಆಲ್ ವೆರಿ ನೈಸ್ ಟು ಮೀ. ಬಟ್ ಹಿಯರ್ ದ diagonal neighbors who are present, they are not good to me. Like that also the possibilities are possible. Carbon skeleton might be in the straight chain also, it might be in the branched chain also, it might be in the cyclic form also, cyclic closed form also. Clear? Now filling the remaining valencies with the hydrogen gives us like this. This will be the structure how it's going to be. Like what? One is complete molecule for the 2 structures with the formula of C4H10. Means what? This is going to be the branched chain structure and it is going to be the straight chain structure. ಎರಡೂದ್ರದ್ದು ಸ್ಟ್ರಕ್ಚರ್ ಫಾರ್ಮುಲಾ ಒಂದೇ, C4H12. Okay, it's going to be C4H10 only. Sorry, C4H10 only it will be. But C4H10 ಇರುತ್ತೆ, ಬಟ್ ಸ್ಟ್ರಕ್ಚರ್ ಫಾರ್ಮ್ ಮಾಡೋದು ಡಿಫ್ರೆಂಟ್ ಇರುತ್ತೆ. ಓಕೆ, ಈಗ ಇಬ್ಬರು ಮಂದಿ ಬೆಸ್ಟ್ ಫ್ರೆಂಡ್ಸ್ ಇರ್ತಾರಪ್ಪ, ಅವರಿಬ್ರು ಸೇಮ್ ನೋಟ್ಸ್ ಅನ್ನೇ ಓದಿರ್ತಾರೆ. ಬಟ್ ನೋಟ್ಸ್ ಬರೆಯುವಾಗ ಏನ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾನೆ, ಒಂದ್ ಮನುಷ್ಯ ಏನ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾನೆ, ನೋಟ್ಸ್ ಬರೆಯುವಾಗ ಡಿಫ್ರೆಂಟ್ ವೇಲೆ ಬರೆಯುತ್ತೆ. ಮೀನ್ಸ್ ಒಂದು ಪ್ಯಾರಾಗ್ರಾಫ್ ವೇ, ಅದೆಲ್ಲ ಕರೆಕ್ಟ್ ಇರುತ್ತೆ, ಸೇಮ್ ಪಾಯಿಂಟ್ಸ್ ಇರುತ್ತೆ, ಪ್ಯಾರಾಗ್ರಾಫ್ ವೇ ಬರೀತಾರೆ. ಇನ್ನೊಬ್ಬರು ಏನ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾನೆ ಅಂದ್ರೆ, ಐ ವಿಲ್ ರೈಟ್ ಇಟ್ ಇನ್ ದ ಪಾಯಿಂಟ್ ವೈಸ್. ಒನ್ ಮೋರ್ ಪರ್ಸನ್ ವಿಲ್ ರೈಟ್ ಇಟ್ ಇನ್ ದ ಫಾರ್ಮ್ ಆಫ್ ಅ ಪಾಯಿಂಟ್ ವೈಸ್. ದಟ್ ವಾಟ್ ಆನ್ಸರ್ಸ್ ಆರ್ ಸೇಮ್ ಓನ್ಲಿ. ಆನ್ಸರ್ಸ್ ಅಂತೂ ಎರಡೂ ಸೇಮ್ ಇದೆ, ಬಟ್ the structures are different. Like what? He wrote it in the paragraph way and he wrote it in the point wise. Same like this only. The structure is same. C4H10 only. Both are C4H10. But ಏನಾಗುತ್ತಂದ್ರೆ ಇಲ್ಲಿ different structure form ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. ಒಂದು branched chain form ಆಗುತ್ತೆ, ಇನ್ನೊಂದು straight chain form ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. Clear? ಒಂದು branched, ಇನ್ನೊಂದು straight chain. Then now we see that both the structures have the same formula, that is going to be the C4H10. Such compounds with identical molecular formula but different structures are going to be what? Structural isomerism. It's going to be what? Structural isomerism. Done? Yes. Next, In addition to the straight and the branched carbon chains, some compounds have a carbon atoms arranged in the form of a ring. For example, cyclohexane. For example, what? Cyclohexane has a formula of C6H12 and the following structure is going to be acting in this way. It means what? C structure. C carbon ide. Okay. ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ಕಾರ್ಬನ್ 6 ಇದೆ. 1 2 3 4 5 6. Okay, 6 carbons are there. 6 carbons we have done. C6H12 they have told. Okay, ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಒಂದು ಹೈಡ್ರೋಜನ್ ಹಾಕಿದೆ, ಎಲ್ಲ ಕಾರ್ಬನ್ ಒಂದೊಂದು ಹೈಡ್ರೋಜನ್ ಹಾಕೋಣ. Then it will become 6. ಓಕೆ, ಈಗ 12 ಹೇಳಿದಾರಲ್ಲ, ಇನ್ನೊಂದು ಕಾರ್ಬನ್ ಹಾಕಬೇಕು, ಹೈಡ್ರೋಜನ್ ಹಾಕಬೇಕು. ಆ ಕಾರ್ಬನ್ಗೆ ಇನ್ನೊಂದು ಹೈಡ್ರೋಜನ್ ಹಾಕೋಣ. ಓಕೆ, they have told closed structure. This is the closed structure. Closed structure ನಲ್ಲಿ ಕಾರ್ಬನ್ಗಳಿಗೆ ಹೈಡ್ರೋಜನ್ ಅಟ್ಯಾಚ್ ಆಗಿದೆ. How many hydrogens are attached? 12 hydrogens are attached. Now this only I can write it in the form of a straight chain structure also. Okay, straight chain structure ನಲ್ಲಿನೂ ಬರೀಬಹುದು. It's not like no, but some of the compounds will act always be in a straight chain. Some will be in the form of a branched chain. Some will be in the form of what? Cyclo means what? In the closed cyclohexane structure. Okay, in the closed structure. This is how you need to remember about the structures. Okay, next, can you draw the electron dot structure for the cyclohexane, straight chain, branched chain and the cyclic carbon compounds? All may be saturated or unsaturated. Example of benzene they have given. Okay, they have told us to give the example of benzene. Draw the structure of it, how the structure is going to look now. 6 carbons are present. We have drawn 6 carbons here. It's present already 6 carbons, right? 6 carbons are already been present, right? Now hydrogens are how many? Hydrogens are also 6. Hydrogens are also 6, but the bonding between them, it is going to be it's going to be unsaturated. Why unsaturated? In saturated, always it will be single bond in between the carbon. But ಈಗ ನಾವು benzene structure ನಲ್ಲಿ double bond carbon bonding ಆಗಿರುತ್ತೆ. Why? Because 2 carbon atoms will be bonding up together 2 times, means 2 electrons will be shared in between them. 2 electrons will be shared in between them. Wherever it is happening, there the double bonds will be added up. Okay, there the double bonds will be added up. Clear? Now all these carbon compounds which contain only the carbon and the hydrogens are called as hydrocarbons. So it's called as what? Hydrocarbons. Among these the saturated hydrocarbons are called as alkanes. So this alkanes are all included in the what? Alkanes means what? What will be the structure of it? CnH2n plus 2. Then this will be the alkane. This will be the alkane. The unsaturated hydrocarbons which contains one or more double bonds are called as alkenes, and those containing one or more triple bonds are called as alkynes. One or more triple bonds. Triple bonds, if they are present, then it is all called as alkynes. Alkynes are which? Alkynes are which has a general formula as -2. Okay, these are all alkynes. These are all alkanes, and alkenes is going to be what? Alkenes are ಏನಪ್ಪ? Alkenes ಅಲ್ಲ, CnH2n. These are all called as alkenes. Done. So this is how people need to remember the things. Done. So this is how you should remember the things. One second. Yes, some functional groups of carbon compounds we are going to learn it now. So that also we'll learn it in detail. First we'll finish with the cyclic hydrocarbons, so that we'll go for the next topic. Okay, so let's finish with the cyclic hydrocarbons now. Here are the hydrocarbons in which the carbon atoms are arranged in the form of a ring, or it is also called as a cyclic hydrocarbons. It's also called as what? Cyclic hydrocarbons. Means what? How it's been arranged. Cyclically how it's been got arranged. Now first, the cyclic hydrocarbons may be saturated or unsaturated. Here the saturated cyclic hydrocarbons, where the cyclohexane is an example of saturated cyclic hydrocarbons. unsaturated cyclic hydrocarbons. Formula is going to be what? C6H12. C6H12. This cyclohexane contains the 6 carbon atoms arranged in the hexagonal ring with each carbon atom attached to the 2 hydrogen atoms. In this way the structure is going to be. Now just I have drawn it really also, means I have not drawn it. This is how the structure also will look. Done? Yes. Next comes the unsaturated cyclic hydrocarbons, where the benzene is an example. Why? Because unsaturated means what? There will be a double bond in between the carbons. Okay. Carbon between no double bond nu irutte. Avukella unsaturated karitare. Yav single bonds iruttalla avukella saturated anta karitare. Done? Yes, next comes the functional group. Now you people need to understand about the functional group a lot. Okay, now you learnt what ಈಗಿಂತನ ಏನು ಕಲ್ತ್ರಿ ನೀವು ಹೇಗಪ್ಪ ಕಾರ್ಬನ್ ಅಟ್ಯಾಚ್ ಆಗಿದೆ ಇನ್ನೊಂದು ಎಲಿಮೆಂಟ್ ಜೊತೆ ಮತ್ತೆ ಹೇಗೆ ಅದು ರಿಯಾಕ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಿದೆ, ರೈಟ್? ಹೌ ಇಟ್ಸ್ ಗೆಟಿಂಗ್ ರಿಯಾಕ್ಟೆಡ್, that all we have learnt it. Now we need to learn about how it's been attached to the functional group also. How it's been attached to the functional group. Now all organic compounds are derivatives of hydrocarbons. It's all derivatives of hydrocarbons. Now these derivatives are being obtained by replacing one or more hydrogen atoms by some other atoms or group of atoms. By some other atoms or group of atoms. Means what? So yarin derivatives obtained agideyalla ಅದು ರಿಪ್ಲೇಸ್ ಮಾಡುತ್ತೆ. ಯಾವ್ಯಾವ ಡೆರಿವೇಟಿವ್ಸ್ ಅಪ್ಲೈ ಆಗಿದೆಯಲ್ಲ ಅವನ್ನೆಲ್ಲ ರಿಪ್ಲೇಸ್ ಮಾಡುತ್ತೆ. ಅವಕ್ಕೆಲ್ಲ ಏನು ಕರೀತಾರಪ್ಪ? functional group anta karitare. Now new set of compounds formed after the replacement has the functions different from the parent hydrogen. Okay, different from the parent hydrogen means what? Like example na yavado ಒಂದು function ಹೋಗಿದೇನಪ್ಪ. Okay, I have went to one function, there my character will be different. My character will be different in that function. Okay, na ಯಾರ್ದು ಬೇರೆದವ್ರ function ಹೋಗಿದ್ದೀನಿ, I don't know that person, just my parents took me. Okay, ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ಆ function ಹೋಗದಪ್ಪ. ನೀವು ಹೋಗ್ತಾರಲ್ಲ cluelessly just with your parents, you'll go okay, ಯಾರ್ದೊಬ್ಬರ ಬರ್ಡೇ ಇದೆಯಪ್ಪ, ಮದುವೆ ಇದೆ, ಹೋಗ್ಬಿಡ್ತೀರಾ. ಬಟ್ ಇಫ್ ಯು ಪೀಪಲ್ ಆರ್ ಗೋಯಿಂಗ್ ಟು ಯೋರ್ ಕಸಿನ್ಸ್ ಮ್ಯಾರೇಜ್ ಆರ್ ಯೋರ್ ಸಮ್ಮನ್ಸ್ ಮ್ಯಾರೇಜ್, ಸೊ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಹೋಗ್ಬಿಡ್ತಾರಪ್ಪ. ಅದ್ ಮದ್ವೆಗೆ ಹೋದ ತಕ್ಷಣ ಯು ವಿಲ್ ಬಿ ವೆರಿ ಆಕ್ಟಿವ್ ದೇರ್. ಹೌ ಯು ವಿಲ್ ಬಿ ಆಕ್ಟಿವ್? ಬಿಕಾಸ್ ಯು ಪೀಪಲ್ ನೋ ಇಟ್ ಆಲ್ರೆಡಿ, ಯು ನೋ ದ ಫ್ಯಾಮಿಲಿ ಮೆಂಬರ್ಸ್, ಯು ನೋ ಹೂ ಇಸ್ ಗೆಟಿಂಗ್ ಮ್ಯಾರಿಡ್, ರೈಟ್? ಸೊ ದಿಸ್ ಇಸ್ ಹೌ ದ ಡಿಫರೆನ್ಸ್ ಇಸ್ ಗೋಯಿಂಗ್ ಟು ಬಿ ಇನ್ ದ ಫಂಕ್ಷನಲ್ ಗ್ರೂಪ್ ಆಲ್ಸೋ. ಓಕೆ, ಯಾವಾಗಲೂ ಟ್ರೈ ಮಾಡಿ ರಿಯಲಿಸ್ಟಿಕ್ ವೇ ಆಗಿ ಅಂಡರ್ಸ್ಟ್ಯಾಂಡ್ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಳ್ಳೋದು, ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಕಾನ್ಸೆಪ್ಟ್ ಅಂಡರ್ಸ್ಟ್ಯಾಂಡ್ ಆಗೋದು. ಆಯ್ತಾ? ನಾವು ಫಂಕ್ಷನಲ್ ಗ್ರೂಪ್ an atom or a group of an atom which is present in the molecules which determines the characteristics property of the organic compound is called as functional group. It's actually called as what? Functional group. Done? So these are the functional groups which are present. We'll learn it in detail one by one. Okay, so in detail we will learn it how it's going to be functional group is going to be acting here. Okay, first one is what? Halide. Okay, halide nalli ee X enidella, that is going to be the halide. One second, I'll change my pen color. Halide, okay, adu X, because these are the functional group which is going to be acting. Now R is present, X is going to act like in functional group, right? Now whatever you want you can take it. Whatever you want you can take it. Like example, you have taken chlorine, RCl. ಹಿಂಗನ್ನು ತಗೋಬಹುದು. ಅಂಡರ್ಸ್ಟುಡ್? ಯು ಪೀಪಲ್ ಕ್ಯಾನ್ ಟೇಕ್ ಎನಿಥಿಂಗ್ ಲೈಕ್ ದಟ್. ಓಕೆ, ಹೆಲೋ ಎಲ್ಕೇನ್ಸ್ ಆರ್ಗ್ಯಾನಿಕ್ ಕಂಪೌಂಡ್ ಯಾವ್ದಪ್ಪ? ಹೆಲೋ ಎಲ್ಕೇನ್ಸ್ ಇದೆ. ಸೊ ಯಾವ್ದು ಸಫಿಕ್ಸ್ ಇದು? ಮೈನಸ್ ANE. ಸಫಿಕ್ಸ್ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಎಟ್ ದ ಎಂಡ್. ಸಫಿಕ್ಸ್ ಮೀನ್ಸ್ ವಾಟ್? ಎಟ್ ದ ಎಂಡ್ ವಾಟ್ ಇಸ್ ಗೋಯಿಂಗ್ ಟು ಕಮ್, ವೆದರ್ ಇಟ್ ಇಸ್ ಗೋಯಿಂಗ್ ಟು ಬಿ ದ ANE, ವೆದರ್ ಇಟ್ ಇಸ್ ಗೋಯಿಂಗ್ ಟು ಬಿ ದ ENE. ಬಿಕಾಸ್ ANE ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಏನ್ ಬರುತ್ತೆ? ಜನರಲ್ ಫಾರ್ಮುಲಾ ಡಿಫ್ರೆಂಟ್ ಇದೆ, ರೈಟ್? ಸೊ ANE ಡಿಫ್ರೆಂಟ್ ಫಾರ್ಮುಲಾ ಇದೆ, ENE ಡಿಫ್ರೆಂಟ್ ಫಾರ್ಮುಲಾ ಇದೆ. ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಚೆಕ್ ಮಾಡ್ಕೋಬಹುದು. ಐ ವಿಲ್ ಶೋ ಯು, ವೇಟ್. ಎಸ್, ಸೊ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಚೆಕ್ ಮಾಡ್ಕೋಬಹುದು. ANE ಇದ್ರೆ ಈ ಫಾರ್ಮುಲಾ ಬರುತ್ತೆ, ENE ಇದ್ರೆ ಈ ಫಾರ್ಮುಲಾ ಬರುತ್ತೆ, ಮತ್ತೆ YNE ಇದ್ರೆ ಈ ಫಾರ್ಮುಲಾ ಬರುತ್ತೆ. ಅಂಡರ್ಸ್ಟುಡ್? Add the suffix this much. Okay, this suffix which are present here depends on that general formulas will be clear. Don't get confused here. ಬಹಳ ಮಂದಿಗೆ ಇಲ್ಲ ಕನ್ಫ್ಯೂಷನ್ ಆಗೋದು. Okay, and the examples with the common IUPAC, that is CH3Cl, common name is going to be the methyl chloride. Clear? Common name is going to be the methyl chloride. IUPAC ಎಲ್ಲ ನಿಮ್ಗೆ ಅಂಡರ್ಸ್ಟ್ಯಾಂಡ್ ಆದರೆ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಳ್ಳಿ, ಇಲ್ಲಾದ್ರೆ just remember it. Remember those things. Okay, Next comes the hydroxyl, that is going to be the OH. So ROH ಯಾವಾಗ OH ಇರುತ್ತೆ ಅವಕ್ಕೆಲ್ಲ alcohols ಅಂತ ಕರೀತಾರೆ. That all called as alcohols. Okay, there the suffix will be OL. There the suffix will be always be OL. LL end OH ಆಗ್ತಿದೆಯಲ್ಲ, wherever its suffix is going to end with the OH, those all are going to be the family of the alcohol. Those all are going to be the family of the alcohol. Clear? Before that we can see this box also. Yes, here also we can check it out, heteroatom and the functional group of them. Okay, Cl and Br function ಇದೆ, hello ಇರುತ್ತೆ, ಅವಾಗ ಕ್ಲೋರೋ ಮತ್ತು ಬ್ರೋಮೋ alkane ಅಂತ ಹಾಕಬಹುದು, ANE formula ಇರುತ್ತೆ. So which are the formula of the functional group? Cl and Br. These are the substitution for the hydrogen atom. Okay, OH ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಏನಪ್ಪ? OH ಅಂದ್ರೆ alcohol. These all are oxygens. Okay, chloride ಮತ್ತೆ bromine ಇದು oxygen. Oxygen ನಲ್ಲಿ 4 types ಬರುತ್ತೆ: alcohols, aldehydes, ketones and carboxylic acids. Clear? So this is very important box which is present in your textbook. Okay, textbook ಪ್ರಕಾರ ಹೋಗೋಣ, ಆಮೇಲೆ ನಿಮಗೆ ಎಕ್ಸ್ಪ್ಲೇನ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೇನೆ, because many people are getting confused. Don't get confused. According to your textbook only I am explaining it. Okay, so ಈಗ ನಿಮ್ಮ textbook ನಲ್ಲಿ ನೋಡಿರಬೇಕು ನೀವು, hello ಅಂತ ಇದೆ ಇಲ್ಲಿ, hello, that is also be included as hello. If in case chloro is being attached in the functional group, hello chloro alkane. If it is being attached with the bromine, then hello bromine alkane. ಸಿಂಪಲ್. ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಜಸ್ಟ್ ಚೇಂಜ್ ಮಾಡ್ಕೋಬೇಕು, ಕ್ಲೋರೋ ಇದ್ರೆ ಕ್ಲೋರೋ ಬರ್ಕೊಳ್ಳಿ, ಬ್ರೋಮೋ ಇದ್ರೆ ಬ್ರೋಮೋ ಬರ್ಕೊಳ್ಳಿ, ಆಯ್ತಾ? ಸೊ ದಿಸ್ ಆರ್ ಗೋಯಿಂಗ್ ಟು ಬಿ ದ ಸಫಿಕ್ಸ್ ಹಿಯರ್. ಆಲ್ಕೋಹಾಲ್ಸ್ ಎಲ್ಲ OH ಇರುತ್ತೆ, ಅಟ್ ದ ಎಂಡ್ ಆಲ್ಕೋಹಾಲ್ಸ್ ಆಲ್ವೇಸ್ ಇಟ್ ವಿಲ್ ಬಿ OH ಇಟ್ ಸೆಲ್ಫ್. ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ ಕಮ್ಸ್ ದ ಅಲಿಹೈಡ್. ಅಲಿಹೈಡ್ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಏನು? C double bond OH, or else it's also called as COOH. Okay, these are all called as aldehydes. Okay, COOH are present, then it is called as aldehydes. Next comes the ketones. Ketones means what? C double bond O. Okay, LLC double bond ಇದೆಲ್ಲ ಅವಕ್ಕೆಲ್ಲ ketones ಅಂತ ಕರೀತಾರೆ. Done. Ketones are all going to be included as C double bond O itself. Okay, carboxylic acid ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಏನು? C double bond O COOH. Okay, C double bond O OH. Done. In this way you can understand it. Done. So this is how you can work out. This is about the chlorine, bromine, oxygen. This is how it's going to work. Done? Yes. Where we were learning this thing. One second, I'll open that. We'll learn that also first. Okay. ಇದರಲ್ಲಿ ಇನ್ನೊಂದ್ಸಲ ನೋಡ್ಕೊಳ್ಳೋಣ. These are in detail little bit. Okay. Now if in case we have a aldehyde, then it is going to be the CHO, where H and R is present, C double bond O. That is going to be the aldehydes. That is Al. CH3CHO is the example which we can give it for the suffix where it is having a Al. Aldehydes andre Al last ge. Okay, next comes what? Carboxylic acid. That is going to be the COOH. Carboxylic andre COOH. Okay, LLCOH acetone. I'll have the example propanoic acid. These all are going to be included in the what? In the carboxylic acid, that is COOH. Yeah. So and suffix is going to be what? OIC. Okay, OIC will be the suffix. Now keto is present here. The keto, how it's going to work? How the ketones are going to work? Where the ONE is the last product, then it is going to work like what? Ketone. And what are the examples? That is CH3COC2H5. CH3COC2H5 are the few examples. General formula is going to be what? RC double bond OR dash. Okay, or also called as C double bond O COOH also. Okay, it can be told as that also. Now next comes the ethers. Ethers kono example tagobodu R dash OR dash. Okay, RO dash ethers, that is going to be the OXY, and the examples we can take it as what? CH3OC2H5. CH3OC2H5 has the example. You people can consider it. Then yes, next comes the homologous series. Next comes what? Homologous series. Then we have a chemical properties of carbon compounds also, some of the compounds. Okay, let's learn it in detail. Now in a group, it is a group of organic compounds which are having a similar structure and the chemical properties, in which the successive compounds differ by CH2 group. It will differ by what? CH2 group. Now the characteristics of homologous series is what? What is the characteristics of homologous series is each member of the series will differ from proceeding one by the addition of CH2 group. Okay, it will be proceeding by adding up the CH2 group. Okay, ಯಾವಾಗಲೂ CH2 group add ಆಕೊಂತ ಹೋಗುತ್ತೆ, CH2 group add ಆಕೊಂತ ಹೋಗುತ್ತೆ, and by 14 AMU, and by 14 AMU. Now all the members of homologous series have the some same general formula. So ಎಲ್ಲಾದೂ homologous series ದು general formula same ಇರುತ್ತೆ. General formula will be same itself. Done. Example, the general formula for the alkane is CnH2n plus 2. Okay, H2n plus 2 alkene in formula ಇದೆ, ಅದರದೆಲ್ಲ ಕನ್ಸಿಡರ್ ಮಾಡ್ಕೋಬೇಕು. ಓಕೆ, ಅಲ್ಕೇನ್ ಅಂದ್ರೆ CnH2n plus 2, ಅಲ್ಕೀನ್ ಅಂದ್ರೆ CnH2n, and ಅಲ್ಕೈನ್ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಏನು CnH2n minus 2. Okay, now the physical properties of the members show the graduation in the properties, and their molecular formula is going to be increasing. So whatever the physical properties of that members are there, that will show a graduation in the properties, has their molecular formula is going to start increasing. Molecular formula is going to what? Start increasing. Done. Next comes the chemical properties also show a gradient similarity. It will show what? Gradient similarities. Okay, there the examples will be what? Methane and ethane, which will react with chlorine to form a methyl chloride. It will form what? Methyl chloride will be formed. How the examples is going to work? Methane and ethane. Okay, methane ಮತ್ತು ethane ಎರಡು react ಆಗಿ ಏನು ಫಾರ್ಮ್ ಮಾಡುತ್ತಪ್ಪ? Methyl chloride. There the Cl is going to act like an functional group. Clear? And the ethyl chloride respectively. This is how it's going to react. CH4 which is getting reacted with the Cl2 to form CH3Cl. Done. So again C2H5 means ethyl is getting reacted with the chloride again. That ethyl will get reacted with the chloride to form what? C2H5Cl. C2H5Cl. How it's going to react? This is how the examples are going to work. Okay. Now all the members of homologous series can be prepared by the same general method of preparation. Examples, alcohols can be prepared by alkyl halides. So ಎಲ್ಲ alcohols ಎದರಿಂದ prepare ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ? alkyl halides in the preparation ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. Means what? Will get the OH as its suffix. Okay. Example, CH3Br which has been taken, Br is going to be the functional group. It's getting reacted with KOH. OH andre enu? Alcohol. Wherever the OH is present, that is going to be included as a alcohol. Done. When you are going to boil it, we are going to get it as CH3OH plus KBr. CH3OH plus KBr. Done. Next comes C2H5Br plus KOH, that is going to be boiling. When it starts boiling, we are going to get as C2H5OH plus KBr plus KBr. Done. This is how it's going to be the working. Done. Next comes what? Nomenclature and the functional groups. Here are some of the examples also they have given us. Let's concentrate here. Halogen means suffix is going to be the chloro or bromo. So how it's going to be? Chloro has been connected, so it's going to be what? Chloropropane. If it's being connected with the bromo, then prefix is going to be the bromo. Now prefix andre enu? Starting barodu. Prefix andre ಯಾವ್ಯಾವ ಸ್ಟಾರ್ಟಿಂಗ್ ಬರುತ್ತಲ್ಲ ಅವಕ್ಕೆಲ್ಲ ಪ್ರಿಫಿಕ್ಸ್ ಅಂತ ಕರೀತಾರೆ. ಸಫಿಕ್ಸ್ ಏನು ಕರೀತಾರೆ? ಯಾವ್ದಕ್ಕೆ ಎಂಡ್ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. ಲೈಕ್ ಅಲ್ಕೇನು ANE, alkene ENE, alkyne YANE. So this is how it's going to work. Very simple it is. Just try to understand it. Okay. So next comes the alcohol, that is suffix is going to be the OL and it's going to end with the OH. OH end ಆಗುತ್ತೆ, ಆದರೆ ಫಾರ್ಮುಲಾ ಬರ್ಕ್ ಬಂದು OL ಅಂತ ಇಟ್ಟಿರಬೇಕು. Okay. So this is how it's going to work. Propanol. Okay. OL is present at the end. Okay. OL is present at the end. Aldehyde ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಏನು? Suffix is going to be the AL. Means what? Suffix ಯಾವಾಗಲೂ AL ಇರಲೇಬೇಕು. At the end if AL is present, we will consider that as a aldehyde. OL is present, we will consider them as a alcohol. If in case it's present has a chloro or a bromo something at the prefix, prefix, then it's going to be considered as what? Halogen. It's going to be considered as halogen. Next comes the ketone. Ketone suffix is going to be the ONE, where it is going to act like an propanone, that is going to be ONE. Then comes the carboxylic acid, that is going to be the suffix, that is OLC, that is acid, that is going to be what? propanoic. Okay, propanoic. Carboxylic acid andre enu OIC at the end it should be. OIC yaವಾಗ end ಇರುತ್ತೆ ಅವಕ್ಕೆಲ್ಲ propanoic carboxylic acid ಅಂತ ಕರೀತಾರೆ. Then next double bond, wherever double bond is present, that is going to be the alkene, that is ENE is present. You know already the general formula also. Then YNE andre enu triple bond irutte. Then so double bond andre alkenes, triple bond andre alkynes. Alkanes andre enu which A and E which will be having it, that is going to be included as a normal. Okay, A and E andre enu halogens. Okay, A and E andre halogens, E and E andre propene, means it's going to be the double bond, and Y and E it's going to be the triple bond. Clear? Triple bond. Done. Next comes the chemical properties of carbon atoms, compounds, where the combustion we are going to learn. Combustion ellaru kaltidera. Carbon ಮತ್ತು oxygen ಯಾವಾಗ react ಆಗುತ್ತೆ ಅವಾಗೆಲ್ಲ combustion form ಆಗುತ್ತೆ, right? Now in detail let us learn it. Okay, now combustion means what? The chemical properties of the carbon atoms, which was chemically how the carbon is been helping us out, chemically how it's been getting reacted. Those are all chemical properties. Physical properties also of carbon is also present, but you people have for chemical properties most. Okay, combustion, in this the process of burning carbon compound in the air. The carbon is getting connected with the air, sorry, it's been mixing up or it's been burning. Okay, carbon ಏನಾಗ್ತಿದೆ ಅಲ್ಲ ಬರ್ನ್ ಆಗ್ತಿದೆ air ನಲ್ಲಿ to give the carbon dioxide, water, heat and light is known as what? Combustion. The side product will be what? It will be forming, means what side product? Hydrocarbon, sorry, carbon, hydrogen, water, carbon dioxide, water, heat and the light. These reactions are exothermic, means what? There will be a release in the heat. Exothermic andre enu yav release ಮಾಡುತ್ತಲ್ಲ heat ಅನ್ನ ಅವಕ್ಕೆಲ್ಲ exothermic reactions ಅಂತ ಕರೀತಾರೆ. If in case it is endothermic, means what? It's observing the heat from the outside. Okay, indo means indo, it's been observing the electrons, sorry, heat. Okay, next, saturated hydrocarbons give the clean flame. Why? Because it's having a single bond, and the examples we can give it as CH4, which is getting reacted with the 2O2, means the air itself. In air only oxygen is present, and it's going to form what? CO2 plus 2H2O plus heat and light. Okay, plus heat and light. Now we ಏನಾದರೂ burn ಮಾಡಿದ್ವಿ ಅಪ್ಪ, okay, we are burning something, then always we are going to get a light also whenever we burn the carbon. Whenever the carbon is getting burnt, means burnt or react with the air, that time always will get a heat and a light. Okay, side products ಯಾವಾಗಲೂ heat ಮತ್ತೆ light ಇರುತ್ತೇನೆ compulsory. Okay, why? Because it's giving. Next comes what? Example they have given it one more, that is C2H5, sorry, yes, C2H6 they have given, C2H6, 2C2H6, where it is getting reacted with O2 to form the CO2 plus H2O, heat and light. Now unsaturated carbon compounds burn in air with the yellow sooty flame with lots of black carbon. It's having what? It is having a lots of a black carbon which is being present in it. Okay, bala amount nalli black carbon present irutte. Then next comes the oxidation. What is the meaning of an oxidation? Now whenever the carbon compounds are getting oxidized, it is getting oxidized, those all are going to be included as oxidation. Oxidation means what? It's losing the electrons. Okay, it's been losing the electrons, means hydrogens are going and the other elements will include that. Okay, alcohols on an oxidation converted to the carboxylic acid, this also is important, remember it. Then alkene, that is KMNO4 or acidified K2Cr2O7 are being used as an oxidizing agent. So these are also, both the compounds will be used as an oxidizing agent. Which is the first one? That is alkyne, that is KMNO4, or acidified, that is K2Cr2O7. Okay, next comes CH3CH2OH, where the alkyne, that is KMNO4 plus heat, or acidified Cr2O7, where the CH3COOH is present. Then now addition reaction. What is the meaning of an addition reaction? This reaction occurs only in the unsaturated compounds where we have double or triple bonds. Wherever we have double or triple bonds, these all are going to act like an additional reaction, okay, where there is a double and a triple bond. Now, in the addition of the hydrogen to an unsaturated hydrocarbons to obtain a saturated hydrocarbons, okay, to obtain a saturated hydrocarbons, those are all called as hydrogenation. Those are all called as what? Hydrogenation. Done. Example in Togobodu, ethene, that is on heating with the hydrogen in the presence of a nickel, okay, in the presence of a nickel, like ethene in the presence of a nickel, okay, or a palladium catalyst on the presence of a catalyst also to form a ethane. To form what? Ethane, okay, it's forming the ethane. Concentrate here, CH2 which is present is getting reacted with the nickelist. By heating it, we are going to get it as ethane. Means what? CH2 double bond CH2 is going to be acting like a saturated compound, that is CH3 single bond CH3. Done. Unsaturated there, but in form at the end we are getting the saturated compound. Unsaturated compound is giving the compound as a saturated one. Clear? Next, the process of the hydrogenation is being used in industries to prepare the vegetable ghee or a vanaspati ghee from the vegetable oils. From the vegetable oils. This is how the useful is, or use is actually, okay. Next comes the substitution reaction. Means addition reaction is done. Substitution reaction. The reaction in which one or more hydrogen atoms of a hydrocarbon are replaced by the atoms of other elements. It's been replaced by the atoms of the other elements. Atoms of other elements ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಏನು? ಬೇರೆ ಎಲಿಮೆಂಟ್ ದು ಆಟಮ್ಸ್ ದಿಂದ ರಿಪ್ಲೇಸ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ. ಬೇರೆ ಎಲಿಮೆಂಟ್ಸ್ ದು ಆಟಮ್ಸ್ ದು ರಿಪ್ಲೇಸ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ. Those are all called as what? Substitution reaction. You will learn the example, then you will understand it, okay. Now, substitution reactions are characteristic properties of a saturated hydrocarbons. Why? Because it's having a single bond, okay. Done. Next, for example, methane is getting reacted. Methane is getting reacted with Cl2. Okay. In the presence of sunlight, we are going to get CH3Cl. Okay. CH3Cl sigata. Naviga a hydrogen in ilindra. Idu connect agate. Means what? From the different element. Different element is come and reacted here. Different element is been come and reacted. That's what I told you. Hydrocarbons are replaced by hydrocarbons which are present here. This hydrocarbon CH4, it should be one hydrocarbon is present here. That hydrocarbon has been replaced by an atom of the other element. Other element. Then different element. Other element. Simple. Simple substitution reaction. So don't forget about learning the additional reaction and the substitution reaction. It's very important. Bala sala question kelidare ee topics mele, addition method, substitution reaction mele. Okay. Now let us learn some important of carbon compounds, that is ethanol and ethanoic acid. Okay, ethanol and ethanoic acid. Now what are the properties of alcohols here? Okay, the reaction with sodium, whenever the sodium reacts with steadily with ethanol to form a sodium ethoxide along with the evolution of an hydrogen gas. It's been evolved. Okay, hydrogen is getting evolved there. Okay. Now here what happens here, ethanol, which is 2C2H5OH, is getting reacted with 2Na to form C2H5ONA plus H2 has a gas. Done. So what happens in the dehydration? Dehydration ನಲ್ಲಿ ಏನಾಗುತ್ತೆ, ಇಥೆನಾಲ್ ಯಾವಾಗ ಹೀಟ್ ಮಾಡುತ್ತಲ್ಲ ಎಕ್ಸೆಸ್ C2H2SO4 ಜಿಂದ, ಓಕೆ, ಇಥೆನಾಲ್ C2H5OH, it is also alcohol. OH is present at the suffix. If the suffix may OH is present, that is all called as alcohol. Okay. So ಇದು ಯಾವಾಗ concentrated H2SO4 at the temperature of 170 degrees Celsius, we are going to get it as CH2 double bond CH2. We are going to get it as what? CH2 double bond CH2 plus H2O plus H2O. Then next comes the properties of ethanoic acid, the esterification. Okay, first comes the esterification. Here the ethanoic acid reacts with alcohols in the presence of little concentrated sulfuric acid to form the esters. Now how the esters are formed? Whenever the ethanoic acid is getting reacted with concentrated H2SO4, we are going to get the ether. Okay, we will get the ether easily. Clear? this ester on treating with the base such as NaOH. If we are getting reacted with the NaOH now, we have taken it, we are reacting with NaOH, we are going to get it as sulfonification reaction is going to be possible to form what? Soap. Concentrate properly here. Whenever we are treating that with the, means what? Whatever the esters we have got it. Whatever the esters we have got it, that esters we are going to react it with NaOH as a base. We are going to react it with the NaOH as the base. This is the base. This is the esters. Okay. Sorry, esters. Done. So we are going to get what? Back to the alcohol and sodium salt of a carboxylic acid. Then this reaction is called as saponification because it is used to manufacture of a soap. So we are going to get what product? C2H5OH and CH3COONN. So this process, whichever we have done it now, that is going to be what? Saponification. The process name is what? Saponification to prepare soap. Soap hachkotaralla dina. So ಆ ಸೋಪ್ ಹೇಗೆ ಪ್ರಿಪೇರ್ ಆಗುತ್ತಪ್ಪ? ಯಾವಾಗ ಈಸ್ಟರ್ ಫಾರ್ಮ್ ಆಗುತ್ತಲ್ಲ, ಆ ಈಸ್ಟರು ಎದ್ರ ಜೊತೆ ರಿಯಾಕ್ಟ್ ಆಗುತ್ತಪ್ಪ? It will react with the base, that is NaOH, to form what? C2H5OH, and it is going to form a CH3COONA as the product. Means soap will be formed. Okay, that procedure is actually called as what? Saponification. They might ask the question like, what is saponification? Explain the reaction or how the soaps are being formed. So such type of questions will be asked. Clear? Next comes reaction with the base, that is ethanoic acid reacts with the base such as sodium hydroxide to form a salt and the water. So this acetic acid which is being formed here now, that will react with NaOH to form what? Sodium acetate plus water. It will react with sodium acetate and the water will be formed. Means we will put the water. No. So next, the reaction with the carbonates and the bicarbonates. Here the acetic acids react with carbonates and the bicarbonates to form salt, water and the carbon dioxide. Like how the acetic acid which is present, that is CH3COOH, which is getting reacted with the Na2CO3. Means what? It is getting reacted with carbonate. This is carbonate. CO3 andre eno? Carbonate. Yavag at the suffix it's going to be CO3, that is all called as carbonate. Done. So there the sodium acetate is being formed, H2O and CO2 has been formed. Same with the acetic acid, again we are going to take a carbonate, but here the problem is, here we have added up some hydrogenols. Okay, idra hydrogen add madideve. That time also we are going to get the same thing itself, just the number of things will be changing. Clear? This is how it's going to work with the bicarbonates and the carbonates. Clear? Last topic of this chapter, that's going to be the soaps and detergents. Okay, soaps and detergents. Now soaps are cleansing agents capable of reacting with water and dislodging. Okay, it's also water and dislodging the unwanted particles from the clothes or skin. Okay, the unwanted particles from the clothes and the skin. Now the molecules of a soap are sodium, potassium salts of long chain carboxylic acid. So this all molecules of a soaps are going to be what? Sodium or potassium salts. It's going to be what? Sodium or potassium salts, long chain carboxylic acid. Carboxylic acid andre enappa? COOH. Carboxylic acid andre COOH, long chain carboxylic acid. Then, so a soap molecule has a tadpole shaped structure. It's actually having what? Tadpole shaped structure, and at one end long non-polar end is present of the soap. How the soap is going to be? It will be having a long tail. Okay, it will be having a long tail which is present. You can see it in the image. Okay, did you check it? How it's going to work? The soap molecule has a tadpole shaped structure. Tadpole shape of structure will be present to it. Okay, tadpole. Sorry. Okay, and at one end, long non-polar end of the soap molecule is hydrocarbon chain, which is insoluble in the water but soluble in the oil. Okay, it's been soluble in the ಆಯಿಲ್. ಓಕೆ, ಅದು ವಾಟರ್ನಲ್ಲಿ ಸಾಲ್ಯುಬಲ್ ಆಗಲ್ಲ, ಬಟ್ ಆಯಿಲ್ನಲ್ಲಿ ಸಾಲ್ಯುಬಲ್ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. ಅದ್ರ ಸಲುವಾಗಿನೇ ಇವೆಲ್ಲ ಡಿಟರ್ಜೆಂಟ್ಸ್ ಏನು ಸೋಪ್ಸ್ ಎದಕ್ಕೆ ಯೂಸ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೇವೆ ನಾವು? ಆಯಿಲ್ ಕಂಟೆಂಟು, ಗ್ರೀಸ್ ಕಂಟೆಂಟು, ಇಲ್ಲಾಂದ್ರೆ ನೀವು ಹಾಕೊಂಡು ಈ ಗ್ರೀಸ್ ಆಗಿರುತ್ತಪ್ಪ ಕಾಲರ್ಸ್ನಲ್ಲಿ, ಇಲ್ಲಾಂದ್ರೆ ಅಂಡರ್ ಆರ್ಮ್ಸ್ನಲ್ಲಿ. ಸೊ ಎಲ್ಲ ಬ್ಲ್ಯಾಕ್ ಏನಾಗಿರುತ್ತಲ್ಲ ಅವೆಲ್ಲ ಎದರಿಂದ ತೆಗಿತೆ? ಇದೆಲ್ಲ ವಿಲ್ ಬಿ ರಿಮೂವ್ಡ್ ಬೈ ದ ಸೋಪ್ ಇಟ್ಸ್. ಓಕೆ, ಸೋಪ್ ಏನ್ ಮಾಡುತ್ತೆ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಕೆಲಸ ಹೋಗುತ್ತೆ, ಆ ಆಯಿಲ್ ಕಂಟೆಂಟ್ ನಲ್ಲಿ ಹೋಗಿ ಒಬ್ಸರ್ವ್ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. ಓಕೆ, ವಾಟ್ ಎವರ್ ದ ಆಯಿಲ್ ಕಂಟೆಂಟ್ ವಿಲ್ ಬಿ ಪ್ರೆಸೆಂಟ್, ಡರ್ಟ್ ವಿಲ್ ಬಿ ಪ್ರೆಸೆಂಟ್, ದಟ್ soap will go and capture that thing. Okay, once it goes and capture that thing, it will be removed out easily, but it will be not removed out by the water. Water will not be soluble there, only oil will be soluble. Okay, done. At the other and short polar end of the soap molecule, there is a carboxylate ion, which is the hydrophilic, that is going to be what? Water soluble but insoluble in oil. Okay, it's a water soluble but insoluble in the oil. This is how the structure is going to look. Long non-polar end that is soluble in the oil, and short polar end that is going to be the soluble in the water. That is going to be what? Hydrophilic structure. This is the hydrophilic structure. Concentrate. This is very, very important. I'm writing it here. It's very, very important. Fixed question from the soaps and detergents. You are going to get it. Okay. Soaps and detergents ಮೇಲೆ 100% sure question ಇದು. Okay. So ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಏನಾಗುತ್ತೆ? ಲಾಂಗ್ ನಾನ್ ಪೋಲಾರ್ ಎಂಡ್ ಇದೆ, soluble in oil, which is going to be, I told you, that is going to be a hydrophobic end. Okay. ಇದಕ್ಕೆ hydrophobic end ಅಂತ ಕರೀತಾರೆ. ಅದು ಲಾಂಗ್ ನಾನ್ ಪೋಲಾರ್ ಎಂಡ್ ಬರೀ ಆಯಿಲ್ ನಲ್ಲಿ ಅಷ್ಟೇ soluble ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. ಎಲ್ಲೆಲ್ಲಿ ಆಯಿಲ್ ಕಂಟೆಂಟ್ ಇದೆಯಲ್ಲ ಆ ಸೋಪ್ ಹೋಗಿ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಒಬ್ಸರ್ವ್ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. Done. So this is the short polar end where the soluble in the water. ಇದೆಲ್ಲ soluble ಎದ್ರಲ್ಲಿ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ? ನೀರಿನಲ್ಲಿ. Obviously ನೀವು ವಾಶ್ ಮಾಡೋದ್ಮೇಲೆ ನೀರು ಹಾಕ್ತಿರಲ್ಲ, ಅದರಲ್ಲಿ ಅದು soluble ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. Done. That is called as hydrophilic group. Okay. Hydrophobic group, which is soluble in the oil. Hydrophilic group, which is soluble in the water. Done. Next comes what? Soaps on mixing with the water forms the concentrated solution and causes the foaming. Okay, foaming form ಆಗುತ್ತೆ ಇಲ್ಲಿ because it's getting mixed down. It is getting mixed up there. Okay, it's getting reacted there. The long non-polar end of the soap gravitates towards the surrounded the dirt and the observes the dust in it. That's what I told you people. Long polar end, that is hydrophobic end ಏನಿದೆ ಅಲ್ಲ, which is being observed only in the oil. Those all things will go and attack them. Okay, then the short polar end in the with the carbolate ion repel the water away from the dirt. Okay, means what? The short polar end which is present. Okay, this is the short polar end. This short polar end which is present, this C double bond ONA ಇದೇನಿದೆ ಅಲ್ಲ ಹೈಡ್ರೋಫೋಬಿಕ್, ಈ ಹೈಡ್ರೋಫಿಲಿಕ್, ಆ ಹೈಡ್ರೋಫಿಲಿಕ್ ಕಂಪೌಂಡ್ ಇದೇನು ಅಬ್ಸರ್ವ್ ಮಾಡಿರುತ್ತಲ್ಲ ಇದು ವಾಟರ್ ಇಂದ ರಿಮೂವ್ ಮಾಡುತ್ತೆ. ಓಕೆ, ಫಸ್ಟ್ ದಿಸ್ ವಿಲ್ ಗೋ, ಇಟ್ ವಿಲ್ ಅಟ್ಯಾಕ್ ದ ಕ್ಲೋತ್. ದಿಸ್ ಇಸ್ ದ ಅಟ್ಯಾಕ್ ದ ಕ್ಲೋತ್. ಓಕೆ, ಇದು ಕ್ಲೋತ್ ಇದೆ, ಇಲ್ಲೆಲ್ಲ ಡರ್ಟ್ ಇದೆ, ಫುಲ್ ಡರ್ಟ್ಸ್ ಇದೆ, ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಹೋಗಿ ಅಬ್ಸರ್ವ್ ಮಾಡುತ್ತಿದ್ದು. ಓಕೆ, ಇಟ್ ವಿಲ್ ರಿಮೂವ್ ಎವ್ರಿಥಿಂಗ್. ದೆನ್ ಹೌ ಇಟ್ ವಿಲ್ ಬಿ ರಿಮೂವ್ಡ್ ಔಟ್? ಇಟ್ ವಿಲ್ ರಿಮೂವ್ಡ್ ಔಟ್ ಬೈ ದ ವಾಟರ್. ಓಕೆ, ನೀರಿಂದ ಇದು ಕಂಪ್ಲೀಟ್ಲಿ ರಿಮೂವ್ ಮಾಡುತ್ತೆ. ಸಿಂಪಲ್, ಇಟ್ ಇಸ್ ವೆರಿ ಸಿಂಪಲ್ ಟು ಅಂಡರ್ಸ್ಟ್ಯಾಂಡ್, ರೈಟ್? ಅ ಸ್ಪೆರಿಕಲ್ aggregate which is present on the soap molecules is being formed in the soap solution in water and is going to be the what? Micle. This is called going to act like a Micle. Simple to understand. ಹೈಡ್ರೋಫೋಬಿಕ್ ಗ್ರೂಪ್ ಏನಿದೆ ಅಲ್ಲ ಅದು ಹೋಗಿ ಆಯಿಲ್ ನಲ್ಲಿ ಅಬ್ಸರ್ವ್ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ, ಆಮೇಲೆ ಹೈಡ್ರೋಫಿಲಿಕ್ ಗ್ರೂಪ್ ಅದನ್ನ ತೆಗಿಯುತ್ತೆ. ಮೀನ್ಸ್ ವಾಟ್? ಹೈಡ್ರೋಫಿಲಿಕ್ ಗ್ರೂಪ್ ವಿಲ್ ಬಿ ಹ್ಯಾವಿಂಗ್ ಅ ವಾಟರ್ ಇನ್ ಇಟ್. ಸೊ ಆ ವಾಟರು ಆಯಿಲ್ ಕಂಟೆಂಟ್ ಅನ್ನ ರಿಮೂವ್ ಮಾಡುತ್ತೆ. Simple, right? A spherical, then afterwards thus the soap molecule dissolves the dirt and help in cleaning up the cloth. Okay, this is the structure how it's going to go, how the formation of the Micle is going to happen. Okay, this is the oil content, this is the sodium which is present and it's been going to be removed, okay, through the help of the water, that is hydrophilic group. Next here, this is a simple one. In your textbook it is present actually, activity which is present. I will just explain it in 2 minutes so that you will understand it. Okay, soaps are the molecules in which the two ends have differing properties. One is hydrophilic, that is, and it interacts with the water, while the other end is hydrophobic, that is, it interacts with the hydrocarbons. When soap is at the surface of the water, the hydrophobic that is tall of soap will not be soluble in the water and the soap will align along the surface of the water with the ionic end in water and the hydrocarbons tall producing out with the water inside the water. This is how it's going to work. Soap ಅನ್ನು ನೀವು ತಿಕ್ತೀರಾ ಈ ತರ, Okay, ಈ ತರ ತಿಕ್ತೀರಾ. See, you understand here, hydrophilic end and hydrophobic end. This is going to be the hydrophilic end and this is going to be the hydrophobic end. This is the grease or the dirt which is present and how it will be removed. Okay, how it will be removed. Next comes what? Here same how the Michael is going to be formed. Okay, ಈ ತರ ಫಾರ್ಮ್ ಆಗಿ ಹೊರಗಡೆ ಬರುತ್ತೆ. So these molecules have a unique orientation that keeps the hydrocarbons portion out of the water. Thus the clusters of the molecules in which the hydrophobic tails are in the interior of the cluster and the ionic ends called as a Michael. So this soap in the form of a Michael is able to clean since the oily dirt will be collected in the center of the Michael. Here it will be collected completely and then the Michael stay in the solution has because of the ion repulsion will be present. So ಈ Michael ನೀರಿನಲ್ಲಿ ಇರುತ್ತೆ. Because of the ion reflection then we will throw the water. That's it. Simple how it's going to work. Okay, soap ಹೇಗೆ ಫಾರ್ಮೇಷನ್ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ ಅನ್ನೋದು ಕಲ್ತ್ವಿ, ಮತ್ತೆ ಹೇಗೆ ವರ್ಕ್ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ ಅನ್ನೋದು ಕಲ್ತ್ವಿ ಇವತ್ತು ನಾವು. So this is all about the chapter carbon and its compounds. Clear? So now you people need to tell me in the comment section that in FA3 whatever the chapters are there in different schools, whichever schools you are seeing it from there, what is the portion of that you will tell it, then it will be easy for us. ಆಯ್ತಾ? So ಇದೆಲ್ಲ ಹೇಳಿ ನಮಗೂ ಗೊತ್ತಾಗುತ್ತೆ. Okay, we will also understand it. When is your FA3 exams? The dates also please mention it. When the science exam is, that also you mention it so that we can help you out with the all the things. Okay, important questions ಅನ್ನು ಕೊಡಬಹುದಲ್ಲ ನಿಮಗೆ. So already most important questions ಅನ್ನ start ಮಾಡಿದ್ದೇವೆ. You can go and watch all the most important questions chapters. So I'm seeing that many people were asking me about the most important questions, ma'am. Most important questions ಕಳಿಸಿ. We have already started. Okay, yeah, already most important questions 3-4 ಚಾಪ್ಟರ್ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ಆಲ್ರೆಡಿ ಅಪ್ಲೋಡ್ ಆಗಿದೆ ಚಾನಲ್ನಲ್ಲಿ. ಹೋಗಿ ಚೆಕ್ ಮಾಡಿ, ಇನ್ನ ಚೆಕ್ ಮಾಡಿಲ್ಲ ಅಂದರೆ ಆಯ್ತಾ. ಸೊ ಟಿಲ್ ದೆನ್ ಸಿ ಯು ಎವ್ರಿ ಒನ್ ಇನ್ ದ ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ ಸೆಷನ್ ವಿತ್ ದ ನ್ಯೂ ಲೆಸನ್ ಇನ್ ಡೀಟೇಲ್ ಬೈ ಟೇಕಿಂಗ್ ದ ಹೆಲ್ಪ್ ಆಫ್ ಯುವರ್ ಟೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ ಬುಕ್. ಓಕೆ, ಸೊ ನಿಮ್ಮ ಟೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ ಬುಕ್ದಿಂದನೇ ಯಾವ್ಯಾವ ಥರ ಆಕ್ಟಿವಿಟೀಸ್ ಕೊಟ್ಟಿದ್ದಾರೆ ಅವನ್ನೆಲ್ಲ ಎಕ್ಸಾಂಪಲ್ಸ್ ತೊಗೊಂಡು ಅಂಡರ್ಸ್ಟ್ಯಾಂಡ್ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಳ್ಳೋಣ. ಸೊ ದಟ್ ಇಟ್ ವಿಲ್ ರಿಯಲಿ ಬಿ ಹೆಲ್ಪ್ಫುಲ್ ಟು ಯು ಪೀಪಲ್. ಓಕೆ, ಟಿಲ್ ದೆನ್ ಸಿ ಯು ಎವ್ರಿ ಒನ್.